오랜만에 이 시드 행세를 하는데 4-5명 좀 찍을 만한 사람이 올라온 것 같아요. 제가 뽑으려고 했던 선수가 들어갔습니다. 사태, 풀시한 친구 맨날 이렇게 2명 보고 있습니다. 저는.
네. 솔직히 가고 싶진 않습니다. 저 아롱 사태 맛있어 보이는데.
저도 좋아요. 저는 태경이 형이랑 단판에서 다졌는데 16강 올라 3판 2선 이겼었거든요. 얘만 주시면 바로 가겠습니다.
이야.
술상문이냐?
상문이냐? 와.
기억해요.
와.
24강 뚫을 때 민철이가 너무 못하더라고요. 복수 좀 하겠습니다.
제가 민철이 형 이어서 태경이 형까지 한번 꺾어냅니다.
야. 이어서 C그룹 차태 선수의 지금 선택의 시간이 좀 기다리고 있는 상황입니다.
원래 저는 이제 테란주를 원했는데 지금 대화가 안 통합니다.
그래요? 그 정도예요?
사태 파악이 전혀 안 돼 있어요 지금. 창문이 뽑을 거 그랬어요.
일단 태경이 형의 의견은 이제 저한테는 아무 영향이 없었어가지고 저는 저그 뽑을 거거든요.
저는 개인적으로 C조가 그렇게 썩 좋진 않은데 일장이가
저는 아예 생각을 안 했었거든요. 뭐 제동이 형이 추천하면 그냥 저 뽑으시는 것도 한번 생각해 주세요.
일장이로 가는 게 어떨지 추천드립니다.
네.
옆 사람 얘기를 거의 안 듣는 듯한 이런
제동 뽑았죠.
이재동입니다.
아니 이해동이 더 좋아.
김태경 선수의 표정이
제가 16강에 올라왔을 때 태경이 형이랑 일장이 형이랑 같은 조였었는데 그때 일장이 형한테 제가 3패를 했거든요. 그리고 또 이제 시청자분들이 택동록 보고 싶지 않습니까? 바로 뽑아버렸습니다.
윤수철 선수 뭐라고 얘기했어요?
형이 살려면 영호 형 뽑아야 돼.
상현이가 좀 일장형 협상을 해가지고 저를 굳이 안 뽑아도 되게끔 하면 되지 않나.
솔직히 진무기 형한테는 죄송하지만 장윤철한테 당한 게 많거든요. 이영호 선수가 와야 된다고 생각하거든요.
저를 뽑는다는 건 사실 좋은 생각으로 뭐 그런 건 아닌 것 같아서 하게 되면 제가 무참히 박살내도록 하겠습니다. 진짜로.
원하는 사람 뽑았으면 좋겠습니다.
어차피 저기 두 대란 선수들이 제 입장에서 너무 빡센 선수들이라서 일단 고민 좀 하다가 좀 뽑으려고요.
저는 D조 가고 싶긴 한데 C조 조금 어려울 것 같긴 해요. 그리고 이영호 선수가 더 재밌을 것 같기도 하고 그래서 저조가
C조가 힘들긴 한데 오랜만에 또 제동이 형, 태경이 형이랑 뭉쳐서 게임하는 것도 재밌을 것 같아서
그러면 그룹 C조가 ASL 역사상 가장 레전드급 선수들로 가득 찬
그렇죠.
이런 한 조가 되는 겁니다.
이영호.
와!
누굴 뽑아도 힘들다고 생각을 해서 못할 수도 있다는 생각을 또 해서 그냥 한번 뽑아봤습니다.
야.
앞주에서도 계속 가기 싫었던 게 여기조 들어오고 싶어가지고 또 옛날 향수 느끼게 해드리고 싶어서 해보고 싶다고 했습니다.
오랜만에 복귀한 또 이용호 선수와 이재동 선수의 대결을 저 역시도 기대하고 있습니다.
제가 시드를 받은 게 아닌 것 같아가지고 그전 시즌이나 뭐 전전 시즌은 조가 원래는 쉬워 보였는데 이렇게 힘들 줄은 저도 몰랐습니다. 사태를 뽑은 게 잘못된 것 같습니다.
이 사태의 근본입니다.
맛있어 보여서 뽑았는데.
네, 플레이를 더욱 특별하게 만들어주는 즐거운 혜택 구글 플레이와 함께하는 ASL 시즌 21 뜨거운 이번 시즌의 열기를 함께할 이벤트 안내해드리겠습니다. 자, ASL 현장에서 선수들을 응원해주시는 센스있고 재치있는 치어풀을
What's up, everybody? We're finally here. I am so excited. It's Group C, maybe the most exciting group we've had in any ASL, honestly, ever.
Yeah,
you can't really measure up to this. The three greatest players of all time from the prime of StarCraft in a new prime of their own play right now. All three of them looking absolutely fantastic, real contenders for this season. And they're going to be playing for us in the round of 16. It's completely nuts. It's completely nuts. I can't believe this is happening in 2026.
Yeah,
this is, God, there's so much to talk about with these guys and why they're so important historically, but this is just a blast from the past. We basically have the three greatest players, one of each race, from what many people call kind of the golden period of StarCraft in the past. In a lot of ways, I feel like the best period of all is right now, right? With the way things are going. But pre-StarCraft 2, this really was like right before StarCraft 2 kind of took over everything for a while and then put SC1 on the downturn for a little bit before, Remastered came out and ASL came out. But yeah, I mean, to see these guys here now, this is just incredible.
Yeah. Take a look at that group, guys. Group C today. Bisu, Ample, Jaydong, Flash. You just can't get better than this. And to contrast that with tomorrow, it's going to be 4 Terran players. Tastosis' favorite.
Yeah. I can't wait to cast that game tomorrow with you, Tastosis. Tonight, Bisu, Ample, Jaydong, and Flash are going to be duking it out. It's going to be an incredible series. I think Flash probably comes out first. I think everybody's pretty much expecting that, but it could be Ample, could be Bisu, could be Jaydong. We should keep an open mind here as well. It is possible maybe Flash gets killed here in an upset.
Yeah.
We've seen just a little bit of his play, but everybody's in such good shape right now. Everybody is looking so strong, Tastosis.
It's unbelievable the shape that they're in. Even Ample is looking really, really, really good right now. So who knows? Maybe there's even an upset like that and he gets out of this group. I think that would make a lot of fans angry, but I think that would be a great storyline as well.
Yeah, we don't have any Terrans in the round of 16 yet, but we're probably going to get Flash coming through here, and then obviously we have 2 more Terrans that are going to pop through in our 4 Terran group here tomorrow. So we're probably going to be pretty close to having that golden ratio. We're going to go to a quick interview now with our players, and then we'll start the matches.
Hello and welcome to Group C of the round of 16 here at ASL Season 21, done in partnership with Google Play. This is the fiercest season we've had in the 10-year-long history of the ASL. What awaits you today is an all-time group of death, one you don't often get to see. Let's meet our players who will be both excited and nervous going into this Group C. Hi, good to see you. Hi. First up, Group C's seeded player Bisu. Hello. Hello, good to be here. Who would have thought that your pick would snowball like this? I bet you didn't see this coming either. It does not feel like you're a seeded player is what you also said. As you prepared for this group, did it hit you that this would be a crisis like never before? I despised Ample at first, but I got a bit of practice in and I thought, when do you ever get to see a group like this? I don't know what it felt like for the other groups, but this one is so popular with the fans that I'm getting greedy. I prepared diligently. A lot had already changed for you last season. You went really far, but unfortunately faltered right at the doorstep of the grand final. If you manage to score wins in this ever so troublesome for yourself Group C, you might be in contention for the grand final. What do you think? I'll be honest with you, this first opponent of mine is more important than either Jaydong or Flash. I have lost to him once before. Right. But since then, I've changed my peripherals. This time, it'll be me winning with my new gear. Let's talk to your first opponent then. Ample, hi. Hi. A lot of people are keeping their eye on you here in Group C as perhaps in order to emerge victorious, you do need to play the role of a villain. How are you feeling going into today's matches? I find this situation we're in quite interesting. I'm enjoying this. I do want to be the villain today. Oh, well, Bisu did mention this briefly too. He remembers losing to you once before, but things are different now. Is it because of that victory you bear in mind that you were hoping to play Bisu? It's a good matchup for you. I just knew he would pick me no matter what, so I taunted him. With me winning most recently, I do want to beat him again today. Can't wait to see if you manage to keep these good memories rolling in this first match today. The player we will meet next is Jaydong. Hello. Hello. Group C was completed in this fashion with your last pick being Flash. I wonder what emotions this moment is bringing about for you personally with so many people also looking forward to this. I am glad to once again be in the same group with the players I competed against during our full-time pro gaming days. it was nice to practice for this.
되게 옛날 생각도 많이 나면서
And coming down to the studio today brought back a lot of memories from back in the day.
선수들뿐만 아니라 보시는 분들도 정말 예전의 진한 향수를
Not just
기대하고
you,
오셨을
the
것
players,
같은데
but the fans alike will be looking for that familiarity, that hint of nostalgia. People have also said that your final pick, Jaydong, felt straight out of a romance. But the way I see it, with you having set the championship as your goal for this season, I think that there was more reason behind this pick, as you were to benefit from this. What do you think? Was it reason? Was it romance?
얘기인 것 같고.
I think both are applicable.
이영호 선수랑
Honestly, I just thought about when Flash and I might get to play again. Everyone else will still be there. So I just picked him. Let's talk to Jaydong's first opponent then as well. Hello, Flash. Hello. You wanted to join Group C, and now the matches are all but imminent. What shape are you in today? I was a little under the weather in the morning due to all the rain, but it has stopped. So I'm feeling good. It'll be fun. It's not just that you're back on stage after a long absence, but also the players you'll face off against today will make your heart flutter. You're a player who always makes the round of 8 once you get to the round of 16. Your conviction about victory aside, I bet you're simply looking forward to playing here as well. Yes, we had a similar group 16 years ago, and I had a championship run then. I'll bring that memory back. I want to get through today, no matter what, and take the trophy home. I won back then, so subtle yet so telling. I feel there's a different aura around Flash today. Let's keep talking with our Group C players. If we look at the match between Bisu and Ample, it was mentioned briefly a moment ago, but the last time these two met, Ample won 2-1 over Bisu, but Bisu beat Ample in all of the best of ones they ever played. Today's first match is a best of one. I want to hear how you guys feel about this. Bisu, are you confident? We played best of ones? I don't even remember. Oh, only the pain of defeat remains? I wasn't aware I actually won those best of ones. How fun. Still, all in all, Ample plays TVP well. I think it will be somewhat tough. You know, I lost a lot during practice. Things do somehow work out in tournaments though, even if I lose in practice, so I'll do my best. A Bisu for whom things work out in tournaments, a Bisu who won all the best of one matches, and in the opposite corner, Ample. What mindset are you preparing for today's best of one? As soon as I advanced, I had an inkling that Bisu would pick me, so I kept thinking about him. The more I practiced, I realized he is an impeccable Protoss. However, the maps aren't too bad, so I'll try and play as well as I prepared. You had a bit of a smile on your face as you joined Group C. Makes me low-key feel you will have something to show in this first game today. And our second match today is one you don't get to see often, a bout between the two Lees. I took a look at your head-to-head in the ASL. Flash is slightly in the lead with a 4-3 score. In the ASL, it kind of feels you two are very evenly matched. I'd like to hear your predictions as to how your match will pan out. Jaydong, what do you think? I want to let the game do the talking. Oh, what a match after 8 years. And Flash? I'm feeling a breeze of power next to me. Wait a minute. You know, I prepared diligently too. For 10 days, I worked hard. It's a very meaningful tournament for me. I want nostalgia to shine through today. I prepared well and will show you a good performance. So resolute is Flash at the end there. We can't close it out without Ample and Bisu giving us their closing remarks either. Ample, your final remarks? With this group ultimately being of my making, I will show you entertaining games. And Bisu, when we were in that group together back then, I got knocked out. I'll make sure to advance today. Can't wait. Let's also hear one last time from Jaydong and Flash as well. Jaydong, when we were in that group of death last time, I made it through in first place. I'll try and advance in first place today as well. Looking forward to it. Flash? and I made it through in second place and went on to win the championship. I'll advance today again and take the trophy. With everyone holding on to these good memories, I'm looking forward to kill games from you guys today. Thank you, thank you. You're watching Group C of the round of 16 here at ASL Season 21, done in partnership with Google Play. Who will stay alive and continue to fight? It's time to start the matches in Group C.
Okay, this is it. We are ready to go into this match. I'm so excited, Artosis.
Yeah.
This is just such a special group to have these three guys here. Obviously, Ample, a welcome addition as well. I think he actually makes the group quite interesting because he could come out and win this, or maybe not. Like, I think where he places is pretty even around where Bisu and Jaydong are at.
Yeah, Ample is really good. He's been improving himself a lot lately. He's been top of the ladder for a lot of the last year, and yeah, he's strengthened his play. He's someone that's just not being talked about here. But I mean, the guy beat Solkey pretty straight up overall. So like, we know that he can do it. And in fact, Terran versus Protoss has always been his best matchup, and it's a best of one. Don't forget, the first two matches are a best of one. Like, it's so much harder to predict. If it's a best of three, I'm like, yeah, I mean, Bisu should beat Ample in best of three, but a best of one, you might just catch him, man. Who knows?
Yeah, it's yeah, no, this is going to be a super fun group. Let's talk a little bit about the year that these guys were dominated in. About between 2006 and 2009, I would say. These guys, this was a period where StarCraft really became, I think, understood in a way where, you know, it almost like with chess openings, we have like all the lines kind of figured out. We know pretty advanced stuff and how to approach it. And these guys kind of carried StarCraft into this level of strategic greatness where the game was getting bigger and bigger in Korea. There was so much hype around it. And this is all before StarCraft 2 hit. I mean, this was really, I think, a period of kind of the birth of true StarCraft competitively as we know it is off the back of these three guys.
Yeah, well, I mean, truly the modern era is from them, is from that era, and that's why it's so rare to see someone like Oregon make it in, for instance, is because the peak was just so different from 2007 onwards, right? Like that's, and these guys were at the forefront of that, where it's like no one took over from them before that era ended and went into StarCraft 2, so. Yeah, I mean, so much of the way that we understand, look at the game is built off of what these three have done.
Yeah, so we're going to start this off with Bisu versus Ample here. This should be a fun one here. Bisu, you know, an absolutely terrifying player in PvT, but Ample, he's a very crafty guy. He just needs to win one game. Let's see what happens, man.
Let's see it. Polestar.
All right, we've got cross spawns here. Bisu in the top right, Ample in the bottom left. And I would not be shocked if this is one of the most watched StarCraft days ever, like this match.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of hype around this. In Korea, obviously, a lot of people have been super excited to see these guys duke it out, bringing back a lot of old fans of StarCraft from back in the day. And at the same time, you know, you've got all these people outside Korea. Like, I've had 3 different friends, none of which they don't know each other, all deciding to come back and start playing again or to start watching StarCraft 1. These are like guys from way back when. Yeah. You could see in the Freak Up studio, it's completely sold out. I know a lot of people flew in for this. Congratulations if you were able to get a ticket, by the way. Tickets were almost impossible to get to this event. You probably could have sold a lot more seats and put this in a lot bigger of an arena, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think this studio fits about 300 people, something like that. But yeah, I mean, there were so many people eager to jump on this. So cool to see. So, you know, decent amount of foreigners down here for this as well.
No question. You know, this would be like, it's like a bucket list level event that you want to go and see. By the way, we just saw a stat in the bottom right. Bisu has the second highest PvT win rate in ASL after Snow.
That's right.
That's pretty awesome because a lot of people don't even think about him for his Protoss first Terran, because his Protoss first Zerg is so legendary. But just a fun stat there for you to show this guy. And he's super good Protoss first Terran. It doesn't stand out like Snow or Best where they have like these crazy styles that you look at. But the fact that it's a higher win rate than Best really shows the type of level that he plays at.
Yeah, Bisu's going to go for the gateway expand here. And by the way, his PvT, it's very well-rounded. I don't think there's anything he can't do. We've seen him do, kind of old school Arbiter style. We've seen him do crazy proxies. We've seen him go for Reaver with speed, sometimes even with mass shuttles. We've had carrier tech from him. So, I mean, I think it's very tough to know what kind of game Bisu's going to bring, but he can pretty much do it all. This game, he did go for what I think he's chosen to do more in the last couple ASLs than anybody else, although this build is very trendy in general right now. But it's going to be the gateway where your expansion is, so you can get Zealots across the map a little bit more quickly. And this is generally not intended to do real damage, but it does force the Terran to behave a certain way. They have to get a couple of Marines out. They can't do anything crazy cheesy like go command center first or try to take a super fast command center on the low ground without possibly being punished here. In a lot of ways, this makes, the kind of barracks command center play much harder to pull off. And there's from there, you're basically going to be going for a factory, trying to push out to expand, but it kind of balances things out.
Yeah, I think it's a great way to hedge against the quick command center builds, whether it's just like a one depot command center or, of course, command center first shouldn't be done anyways. But, those types of builds, especially with how popular Nexus First is, if you alternate this build and Nexus First, like Terran just kind of has to factory expand against you. It's a good like coupling of builds. And these are really the two most popular builds right now. Like almost every game on the ladder that you'll see is one of those two.
Yeah, it's a great way to play. So he's going for Dragoon range. I don't think a ton's going to happen right away here. We'll probably have the Robo come down here unless there's a surprise tech like right now. We do see some players, and this is way less trendy, but go for the Citadel and try to run DTs across the map. Sometimes Terrans will be a little bit greedy and not get the eBay here. But yeah, Bisu versus Ample, this is going to be such a fun match here. I'm so excited for tonight's games. I feel since this group has been announced, I've just sort of been waiting for this moment to finally come. I've been thinking about this so much. I've been so excited.
It's kind of brutal that it was Group C. While we were casting last week, I'm like, damn, I have to wait a week now for this. But yeah. And the funny thing is that the group is so good that today is the first time you and I have talked about Ample versus Bisu. But this is like a legit match that I would be looking at in the round of 6 and be like, oh, this is a great match, actually. Like, Ample's in so good shape, like, let's see what he can bring out against Bisu. And so far, he's playing like a very solid, stable game here. It looks like he's going for mines, and he's skipped the bunker, which is nice. And, he's even going to bring his Marines forward. So, bringing the Marines around the side like this is, like, if you go only Vulture, I like this move. Because a lot of people will make the tank, right, and move out with the tank. But if you want to skip the tank, you can bring the Marines, and if they take that third base, like one of those super fast third bases, sometimes you actually just get a cancel with the Marines and Vultures. But he's not doing that, so it's not a big deal. But like, I like what he's doing here. Oh, Bisu scouted an unbelievably fast third base. That is that was huge scout.
Literally perfect. Is that like a 5-minute, 30-second timing scout? He like got there right as it was going down. Third bases are
I got
in
chills.
Games like this are pretty rare, like super fast third bases.
That is that's specifically crazy. Ample thing. Just so Bisu's really done his homework, because I watch a lot of Ample games since he's been at the top of the ladder for like a while now, and this is one of his strongest builds where he takes an unreal fast third base for Terran, unreal, and he just kind of nails everything. And if you don't scout it quickly, you're in trouble. But Bisu literally looked for that and instantly threw down his own third Nexus. And you know what? He should throw down a fourth Nexus as soon as he can. In fact, if he makes that other Nexus location look like his third Nexus, Ample will just have to defend normally, and Bisu, I think, gets ahead.
Okay, one mine does end up hitting on that Dragoon. he's going to both push out and try to poke this while he's taking a super fast third base. So I like the idea. Sometimes you can try to hit the Terran as they're taking a third base, and you'll end up failing just because it's like hard to get observers over there and then get the material necessary to actually dismantle the position.
Yeah.
3 tanks with siege mode and like a turret or 2 usually is enough to hold off anything you've got. Bisu is going for a Robo Bay here. He's going to go ahead and pick off that one. Hold on a second. The tank's going to siege up. Yeah, he has to back up. Takes out the Vulture. And, you know, we're in kind of a rapid macro game here. Both sides growing very, very quickly. Ample was pretty safe in how he took that third base. And I don't think there's any real way that Bisu can punish. It's certainly harder to do cross spawns, but even then, I mean, this is probably going to be a situation where I think Bisu needs to take a 4th base.
Yeah.
I guess the question is, how fast can you take a 4th base? Can you take it off of just having 2 gateways? That doesn't feel safe, but
no,
you know, people are getting so good at corner cutting now.
Well, that's why I was kind of suggesting if he takes a 4th base right away, he should be able to keep pace with the macro that Ample's going to put out. Because Ample's going to have to buy turrets. You know, he doesn't know what's going on, but you have to assume the worst, right? Like, you have to look at this and say, probably a Reaver's coming, and defend against it. Because if you don't, the Reaver just can basically kill you and end the game. But this has slowed down Bisu's 4th base. And you got to be careful, because when Terran gets a 3rd base this quick, man, if they go into an 8 or 9 factory timing push, like, they're going to be moving out by 12 minutes with like 150, 160 supply, which is insanely strong against Protoss right now.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we are in such a crazy developed game here. Yeah, 3 bases is already scary, like how quickly this was taken here. We're going to see a huge explosion of factories. I like the idea of getting the shuttle and the Reaver up and at least forcing turrets up, because otherwise the Terran can just, if they skip turrets, they can throw factories down so fast and push you and just kill you.
Yeah.
So this is smart. Even though it's probably not going to do a whole lot, at least it forces some honesty out of the Terran, some level of respect here. We don't know what the definitive late game tech is going to be. You know, we see the 4th base is almost done. We see the Citadel is finished as well. But it's not clear that it's Arbiters yet. We don't see any carrier tech. We don't even know if it could be, for instance, just Templars with shuttle speed, something like that. You know, using Psystorm is basically the late game tool.
Well, looks like he was waiting here for shuttle speed. Gonna go ahead, fly over that first missile turret. There is a secondary one waiting for him, and really well-placed turrets there. Really well-placed. And in fact, he's going to be able to kill this Reaver super fast. Oh, he missed it. He doesn't get the last shot off there. So now the Reaver is actually going to get a bit more damage. Oh my God. That's crazy.
Yeah, you know, not getting a whole lot done there.
No.
Just trying to see if he can't come in and get some SCV kills. You know, when you put that extra turret in the middle of your base, you're kind of ensuring you won't die to any kind of weird kamikaze shuttle play.
Yeah.
Some kind of suiciding in of all these units. Bisu's a little bit late transferring workers to his 4th base, and he was actually, we didn't have time to talk about it, but he was actually a little bit late transferring workers to his 12 o'clock base here as well. But we're really ramping this up to a pretty crazy macro game here.
Yeah, this is going to get really big really fast. And Ample's attack is, it looks like it's going to be on time. So that's 3, 6, 7 factories so far. Obviously, he had to build a lot of missile turrets, and he had to run some SCVs away, so that kind of slows your production at least a little bit. But he's already got a lot of units, as you can see, right? Like, he's really... This macro opening from him is going to give him a very strong timing attack.
Yeah, I'm a little scared for Bisu right now. I think Terran's looking really healthy. I don't know that he has Psystorm here. Generally, when you see, like, mass Vulture tank in a game that looks like this... Okay, he does have Templars. You need a Psystorm tanks and Vultures. You need to hit them as they're moving, you know, spam out some Psystorms and try to take the game that way. There's 2 other shuttles that are going to be full of Zealots. Is he going to actually go for this, or is he going to run back?
Yeah, I think you have to run back until you have those Zealot legs, right? If you don't have Zealot legs, you can't really engage the Terran army when it's moving across the map. But he's going to have to, like, play this really strongly positionally, Bisu is, because Ample's already mid-map with a gigantic army. If you take this nice and slow, it's so hard for Protoss to break it. Like, this type of push is the most popular thing in Terran versus Protoss right now, is this 3 base, like, 12-ish minute. And in fact, he even moved out faster, right? Like, this is incredibly fast how Ample's moving out.
Yeah, now Terran, you're just trying. Oh, hold on a second. We're gonna have him attack in here now. The shuttles are gonna come in. He's gonna try to unload right on top of these tanks. We have the Templars coming here as well. Nice size storms.
Dude, Bisu's
oh
so
my
good.
God, does he actually? Yeah, Bisu's so skilled at this.
That's crazy. Oh my
Yeah.
God, look at that push.
Yeah, pretty beautifully done. And what he does now is he just needs to back up. I think there's a probe over at 3 o'clock. I think he's going to try to take the 5th base there. But, you know, once you've killed off that many tanks, and what is he at? I mean, that must be like 12 gateways or something, 13 gateways. I didn't have time to count. If he can come in here and clobber this attack one more time, it's going to be huge. He killed off so many tanks in that initial attack. Yeah, I mean, this is such a weak foothold here in the middle. Not really generating any threats anywhere. Ample's in a little bit of trouble, Tastosis.
Yeah, he's definitely in trouble. I don't think he should push further. I actually think hunkering down mid-map like this and laying mines on the side and trying to play kind of a reactive game here while threatening a push and never doing it, I think that's the only way to really come back in a position like this. Like, not that he's 100% dead, but Bisu has definitely taken an advantage from here. You know, like, he killed so many tanks. It doesn't feel like you can actually push through his army anymore, but you know, having forward positions that kind of slow Protoss movement are underrated in general, I'd say, right? Like making Protoss run around like this, you can just kind of shift your army down, lay some more mines, just exactly like he's doing here.
Yeah, he's going to send these Zealots in over here. And, you know, the problem is the tanks are all fragmented. He's got 4 tanks over here. There's a bunch of other tanks that are off screen now. And as long as he gets a couple of these Psy Storms out, I mean, the Psy Storms are so painful. He's going to hit a couple more positions here. Oh my God, those tanks are so weak. If he gets the next group of Zealots, I think he can come through here and topple this.
Yeah, more Zealots getting on top of these siege tanks here. And, well, it's kind of a trade, but these types of trades are so much better for Protoss. If you kill all the tanks, like, that's really what it comes down to. You generally don't want to lose all your goons, but if you get all the tanks at the same time, it's totally fine. Like, you just... Keeping that tank count low, there's just no real attack that can come up from there. And look at the supply, 89. Anytime you're dropping below 100 supply as Terran, it's pretty dire. Like, Terran needs to scale. You feel as Terran like you need 150, 160 to really play the game.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this was a fantastic game here from Bisu. Obviously, it's not over yet. Terran is going to try to take 6 o'clock. The middle has not been cleared, by the way. Bisu's kind of run around and is basically hitting this soft spot over here. But he eventually is going to need to get some Dragoons out and try to clear the center. I don't know if there's actually tanks over there or not.
Well, he's got a couple tanks at this 3rd base, but going to drop out some High Templars. Okay, yeah, he does end up storming the SCVs some and actually kills quite a few. There wasn't even that many SCVs there. Actually, kind of a surprisingly low number of SCVs were at that 3rd base. So he doesn't take as much damage as I guess he could have. But Bisu's taking a 5th. He has a probe in the top left, ready to take another main. Just looking fantastic. Just straight up strong play from Bisu. And good prep, too, to scout that fast 3rd. Imagine you don't scout that fast 3rd and you're getting like an observer and making goons and you take your 3rd base like a minute after Terran. Like, you're in a terrible spot when that push comes, but damn, Bisu has nailed this game.
And it really was like a perfectly timed scout, like 5 minutes, 30 seconds. He's going to drop in here again, by the way. Now, notice that 6 o'clock is being taken here. So, like, this isn't exactly the most efficient attack in here, especially with Terran growing into the bottom spot. So, I'm a little bit worried for Bisu here. I feel like he may be trying to force this a little bit. If he actually takes the 3rd base out, it doesn't matter. He'll be fine. But, like, where these tanks are on the low ground, that's going to be so hard to uproot.
Yeah, getting any damage in here is pretty good, though. Look, he's barely mining from this base, so it's, like, hard for Ample to even produce out of all of his factories, right? Like, he's got to make more SCVs. He's got to re-wall. Well, I guess he doesn't have to make those depots again that he lost because his supply is so low. But yeah, right now, 60 supply advantage for Bisu. That's not a position Protoss often loses from.
Yeah, no, he's in great shape. He's taken another base here in the top left. I guess the only thing left for Bisu to do is to clear the center. You know, there's still a lot of mines, a lot of turrets over here. You got to be careful, especially when you're running around with pure Zealot. It can be very, very difficult to actually, you know, not run into a bunch of mines and just lose everything. But he is going to kind of try to run around here regardless. Again, he's coming through with these very small armies. I assume there's Templars in here. If he can do a couple more storms over here, would be nice.
Yeah, definitely losing a lot of units down the bottom, but at least he's pushed most everything back at that point. He has a Nexus in top left. Probe's going there now, just now starting to set up some defense and maybe some gateways up there as well. You know, he's growing very well, but, you know, Ample's playing well, despite, like, what a bad position this has become. The fact that he's got his 4th base up relatively quickly, you know, maybe there's some comeback potential there because of that.
Love the Psy Storms. Don't know that he gets any SCVs with that, but those are going to be soft and squishy for the next Psy Storm that's going to come in there. But, you know, in a game where it looked like Ample was pretty dead, he's kind of stabilized. I think Bisu was trying to be a little bit too fancy, you know, with some of these like guerrilla attacks here and there.
Yeah.
In different sides of the map, where I think really trying to clear the whole center and max out and prevent a 4th base. He basically was hitting this 3rd base when the 4th base was actually being taken.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, there was really nothing over there either. And you're right, if you clear the center, then you can choose where to attack. That's why that center position can be so strong, is like, well, he's on the left side. Okay, well, maybe he wants to attack 6, but he has to walk all the way around. So yeah, clearing the center, I think, is probably, it's like one of the first things you really want to do in Protoss vs. Terran.
So, I mean, I don't know that he can get in here now. I mean, when you're at about 150 supply, Terran's pretty hard to fight head on, especially if they're sieged up and kind of waiting for you to come in here. He can at least keep him off of that 5th base location in the center left. He's going to come in here and drop again. Probably a big storm drop coming up here. No, mass zealot drop. Oh, my God.
Okay. Yeah, well, he's just going to try to brute force his way in like Best or something here. And he has a lot of Dragoons up here. This could be one of these positions where you just right-click on the command center. With that many Dragoons, the tank's a bit out of position. Like, he could snipe that if he really tries. Yeah, and he's going to go
for it. This is a great play.
Yeah.
I didn't think he was going to be able to get away with this, but he absolutely did it. And, yeah, I mean, it's going to be a real uphill fight here for Ample. Ample's actually, he might be able to trap some of this in here. He might be able to push this into a corner.
Yeah, he can probably kill a huge amount of these Dragoons, but, like, I would still say that was basically worth it for Bisu. When you lose a command center as Terran, it's incredibly, incredibly painful. I don't think he should attack the economy anymore, though. Like, okay, see how he's coming in with another drop here? Like, I get it, but the SCV count is not super high already. It feels like diminished returns at this point, where, like, okay, the only thing left for you now is to reduce the army size. Because you've already reduced the economy so significantly so many times. If you just continually attack like siege tanks basically and trade for siege tanks, Ample can never get a foothold on the map.
Yeah. I mean, Bisu's basically in control of almost the entire top of the map here. He never made a ton of gateways in the top left. He's had most of his gateways in his main. Ample has been beaten down pretty badly. He is going to reclaim that 3rd base by taking the Nexus from his main and relocating it over there. And yeah, it looks like if there is a push towards the top left, he wants to hit it with a counterattack. That's so many tanks. Oh my God. If you could Psystorm that, it would be insane.
Yeah. 2-2 upgrades there on both sides last I've seen. So both of them keeping up with upgrades really, really well.
Yeah,
and here comes,
I think, for Protoss, actually.
Oh, wow, yeah. Well, Bisu coming in with another big attack, and let's see how these Psystorms actually hit. Hit some okay ones at the top there, okay at the bottom as well. Wow, that's a lot of Zealots. Oh my God, that's a lot of Zealots.
He's making it work. He's going to have those go right through there. He's going to have wiped out all of those tanks. That was like the vast majority of all the tanks that Ample had. I think he might be tapping out. Because now 6 o'clock is going to fall. And at this point in time, you know they're going to be able to take the bottom right main. Yeah, GG Bisu. Pretty masterful PVT there.
Really?
Got a little shaky in some of the mid-late game, but honestly, like, that 3rd command center scout at 5 minutes, 30 seconds, that was beautifully done. And he knew exactly how to handle it. He got a quick 3rd. He got the shuttle speed with the Reaver. Took a quick 4th, just macroed up, and then went into kind of like one of the more standard late game compositions. So, like, you know, Dragoon, Zealot, couple of shuttles with Zealots, but then also one key. I mean, your end game unit is the one shuttle with the 4 Templars in there. And you're just storming stuff down. Storm anything. It could be like 2 Vultures. It's fine. Just keep storming stuff. And after a while, you know, those upgrades don't feel so helpful for Terran after all.
That is true. Great game from Bisu. Ample is a dangerous player. He gets past him with ease. Quick commercial break, and when we come back, what you've all been waiting for: Jaydong versus Flash.
Life is sunny, life's a dream. I get honey, I get cream. I get plenty, know what I mean. I get money, money is queen. Life is sunny, life's a dream. I get honey, I get cream. I get plenty, know what I mean. I get money. You know I got that energy. Rocket ship up to get to me. You know I like it when the beat drops with the melody. You know I got the remedy. So sweet, what's the recipe? You know I like it with the heat up, feel the chemistry.
We're back, everybody. Welcome. I'm so excited for this next match. We just saw Bisu crush Ample. Pretty convincing PVT there. Honestly, if Flash moves on here, I think we'd have a great PVT match with Bisu versus Flash. But let's see what Jaydong does. We know this match has been coming. Tastosis, you were telling me in our secret podcast that we do for Patreon supporters that you think Jaydong has to 4-pool here.
I think it would be the strongest, highest percentage. Like, when you do that, I don't think you do a 4-pool there. So, anyways, Jaydong, like, the fact that he chose Flash for this match just shows the type of shape that he's in. But yeah, when I assess it, like, odds and statistically and, like, what's a smart tournament play, I think a 4-pool is a great play here. But yeah, I that's not what I want to see. I want to see Jaydong play his style, his very decisive, awesome, high micro, high macro Zerg, and see if he can just take down Flash straight up, because Jaydong has looked like the best player in the world in the pro leagues and stuff leading up to this.
Yeah, and of course, Flash is just recently back, right? I mean, he missed several years of StarCraft 1, several ASLs. It's crazy these guys are now duking it out right here in this moment. It's going to be a best of one. We are going to Polestar for our map here. Flash versus Jaydong. Two of the most influential figures in RTS history. Gods of their respective races in the past. Here now in 2026 in a fight to see if one of these two can get out of this group and go on into the round of 8. Oh my God, this drone. Oh.
Yeah, that's frustrating.
That was bad.
He's probably got a lot of adrenaline.
Okay.
He's got that look in his face, though, Tasteless. He's got that. He does. He's had it the whole season, whereas I don't feel like he's had it as much in previous seasons where he hasn't done as well in ASL, even though he's done pretty well in ASL. But, like, Jaydong is in championship form right now. He has gotten so many all kills between the KCM Race Survival Series and the pro leagues. Like, he has by far the highest win rate in the pro scene right now.
Guys, before this game picks up, please consider signing up for our Patreon. It's patreon.com/ASL English. We love doing this. We would love to earn your support if you haven't signed up and joined us already. But we want to keep casting StarCraft and keep this game and its story alive forever.
And with stories like this, we just have to thank you guys for supporting so much so far. Very much appreciated. So do check it out. Patreon.com/ASL English.
So in this cross spawns match, I mean, Tastosis, we were talking about, you know, would a 4-pool be worth it? It does look like, you know, Flash is going to go for the depot and barracks on low ground. The 4-pool would have been very strong here.
Would have been. By the way, Zerg versus Terran, Jaydong has the second highest win rate to Sulky, just like Bisu has the second highest PVT win rate to Snow. And then in Terran versus Zerg, Flash has the highest win rate. I believe Flash has the highest in every matchup for Terran. Because obviously he's the most... I mean, he's the greatest gamer ever to live. Like, love him or hate him, find him boring, whatever. Then look, it's a command center first. See, this is so Flash. This is why I, like, instantly when I saw the match, I'm like, he needs to 4-pool him. Like, there has to be a certain number of 4-pools against Flash to keep him honest. That's the thing.
Yeah. Well, this is the, you know, one of the important things about cheese in general in an RTS game is you need to have, any good player has a number of cheeses there. And it's not about like, oh, you can't beat me in a straight up game or not. It's just that this will punish builds that are too greedy. So this drone, which is cross spawn scouting, is going to see that already Zerg's at a disadvantage. You're immediately going to come in here and see there's no way to punish this. The barracks is going to be done before your Lings can actually get over there and do anything. Nice shooting there from Flash.
Yeah.
Really injuring that drone.
And that's actually really, really important, because if Jaydong gets the heads up on that micro, you have to pull more and more SCVs down. right? But Flash has dealt with that very well. You can see how fast his gas is. Very high chance that he goes mech from here, by the way. Right now, Flash is loving Command Center first into mech. It's incredibly, incredibly strong.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. I don't know why, but it had not occurred to me that Flash might go mech at all. I guess when I think of other Terran players, I'm more likely to think that they would mech.
Yeah.
But mech is certainly an acceptable way to approach the game here. That CC is done. We're going to have the SCVs transferred over there right away. I'm curious how Jaydong wants to play this, because obviously the build order, the way the two build orders blossom out, Jaydong is at a disadvantage. The command center being thrown down that fast is, I mean, you literally can't get a faster command center than what Flash did, which means like he's going to get more of everything sooner in this game. He's going to have more SCVs produced more quickly, which means he's going to get more minerals coming in to then make more barracks, make more Marines. So he's going to be really, really healthy here. And I don't know what exactly, Jaydong can try to do to punish this or to play around. Is there, some way that he could try to be really greedy and take a third base? I'm not so sure.
Yeah, the greedy third base doesn't feel like necessarily the best way. And yeah, it is going to be mech here as we see that second factory go down. Like you can try to play a really kind of aggressive, decisive game where maybe you find an area that's light on turrets. Maybe you can jump on the Goliaths right away. But it's very tricky. Like Flash is superb at the defensive aspects of this. And Goliaths are very, very strong against early Zerg units. Like in general, the Goliath is just like, people would be surprised how badly Goliaths beat Zerglings. Like truly, unless you play the game like all the time, it's crazy. Like Zerglings can't really kill Goliaths. They have a base armor, they shoot quickly, they track quickly, they're reasonably microable against them, so it's going to be hard. And by the way, that's a double armory build as well, as opposed to getting a quicker third factory. He's getting double armory.
Wow.
Double armory. So he's going for like a...
Double armory's crazy.
Yeah.
And look at how he split them. He has one armory at the very top left, the other one at the very bottom left. So a lot of times if Zerg is going to check for anything, you're going to see the armory and go, oh, okay. But double armory is not even something I think a lot of people are worried about. Like, they're not really thinking about that as something that can come. Ling speed finishes a perfect surround on the Vulture. Beautifully done.
Yeah, every little moment like that is going to matter as well. Like the fact that Jaydong completely skips a sunken colony, catches the first Vulture. But yeah, Flash is playing a nice mind game here by splitting up those armories. Because if you see that it's double armory, you can push the timings way back in your head. Because like when it's double armory, it like really gives away what their plan is. Like this, Flash's quickest push should be a 2-2 push, based on having two armories
If you ever see, two buildings upgrading, like let's say you see like double armory or two engineering bays or two forages, a lot of times you can't really activate the strength of that until you're at 2-2.
Yeah.
Because you're sacrificing so much to have those two upgrades running at the start that you don't even really have a big army. So basically Flash is going to just sit back and play single player, so to speak. He's just going to sit back here and macro and develop and base build. And then when it's time, it's going to be a 2-2 push that's going to be so hard to deal with. Yeah. Now, on Jaydong's side of the map, we haven't seen what he wants to make, but I do see a Spire here. There are a lot of mech games, TVZ, where like one guy's massing Goliaths and the other one is making Mutalist, which might sound kind of like it doesn't make sense. You're like, well, surely Mutas can't be the answer to Goliaths, right? Well, if you get enough of them, you'd be surprised. By the way, I love the Burrow play here too. This is so good against mech. Just having a couple burrowed Zerglings, they don't get a science vessel out right away with builds like this, so they would have to spend an entire scan just to get rid of that Ling, and it lets you track and follow what they're doing pretty easily.
And the Goliaths are walking down. Jaydong sees this, and notice how Jaydong has almost 0 units. Like he is counter greeting. So I'm getting chills. Like he's counter greeting so hard. This is such late Mutalisks. These Mutalisks could have been in Flash's base a minute ago, and he just hatched them. So like he basically sat there and look at, he added 2 additional hatcheries. So the guy is already on 5 hatcheries. He's got a ton of drones. He's got burrowed Zerglings everywhere. And with 5 hatcheries and seeing where the Goliaths are moving with all these burrowed Lings, he can just make enough Mutas to hold this. But excuse me, Flash's build is one that can absolutely deal with this type of giant macro play because he's going directly into, well, a third base, as you can see, but also he already has his science facility on the way. So he's going to be going towards 2-2, and he can go into Irradiate if he needs it against the Mutas as well.
This has been maybe the quietest ASL game.
Yeah.
We're like at 8 minutes, they've hardly engaged each other. It is crazy how hard they're powering. Now, the Mutas are going to come out. He may have armor with those Mutas as well here. I don't think we've had time to check, but he's going to come in here and just hit this so hard. And I don't know if this is enough Goliath, Tastosis.
It's not. This is a huge move by Jaydong. Flash, I think, wasn't quite expecting it to look like this. Jaydong decides to pull back. He could have technically beaten those, but like I think he's afraid of the reinforcements that he knows that Flash has to be bringing up.
He got +1 attack instead of armor. That's interesting. What are your thoughts on that?
Oh, for Flash? Well, he went double armor. He just went slower on the other one. But if you're going...
No. For Jaydong.
Oh, did he? Oh, okay.
Yeah, he got air attack.
Yeah, well, he might be planning a counterattack style with the Mutas as opposed to, like, just sitting and fighting. And if he red mech, I think +1 is fine. Like, the armor is much better against Valkyries, but the +1, like... A lot of times people will go heavy Muta against this, and if the Goliaths move out, like you counterattack a little bit until you're ready to fight. So the +1 attack can help with that.
Yeah, so he's going to get the third base up. The transfer's happening. Zerg is going to be taking 6 o'clock. Now, obviously, the Mutas are going to continue to get massed out here. What do you want to do as far as the ground play goes? Because eventually you're going to have enough to make ground units. Do you want to try to get Zerglings or Hydras, or do you want to try to go for Dark Swarm?
Yeah, definitely not. Definitely not Zerglings. But this is like a popular way to try to do it. Is like he shows the Mutas, he utilizes the Mutas. You're still making Goliaths, and then you try to hit with the Hydras before they really get into siege tanks. And we don't see a single siege tank yet, so the Hydras will do reasonably well. But like. Again, in the early game, Goliaths are good. Like, they can kind of fight against Hydras to a certain degree, especially if you get them out of position. And you see he's kind of, like, bringing these Mutas in. You can see the Goliaths move to the left a little. He might be looking for... Ooh, good Irradiate. Might be looking for an opportunity to run in with the Hydras, but it seems like Flash is being very careful with where he stands everything.
Yeah. Okay, so the Hydras are going to come up here. And basically, yeah, when you force out this many Goliaths, then what you can do is the Hydras come in here, and they can fight pretty well against the Goliaths. Now, there's so many Goliaths. Is this the right number? Oh, my God, these SCVs could be used to fight this in the transfer. Dude, he's actually pushing through. This is insane. All these SCVs are going to go down here as well.
Yeah, Flash's siege mode was like maybe 15 seconds late there. He had a tank waiting for this on the high ground, but was not ready for it. The Hydras continue to attack in, but he does have a bunker there. He has more Goliaths. This is going to be really hard to hold this third base. Like, really hard. He doesn't have a good position. He's one siege tank right now is, like, up on high ground. He's got to kind of bring those down a little bit. You can see there is that siege tank. But he doesn't really have enough units here. He's going to have to fight some with the SCVs. I think Jaydong is doing a fantastic job, and he's taking 6 o'clock during all this as well.
Yeah, this is pretty insane, man. He's going to come in here. He's going to take out the Vessel. The Hydras are continuing to do a ton of damage over here. And, you know, the tank count's very, very low. So it's hard to basically chain the tanks together to where they can cover each other. And so these SCVs are going to fight. Dude, I think Jaydong's about to beat Flash here.
It looks that way.
This is crazy.
Yeah, don't ever underestimate Jaydong, man. My God, is he good. Like, he has played this so magnificently, in complete control the entire time. And the thing is, Flash was allowed to do what he wanted to do. There's not a question in my mind that he planned out the strongest strategy that he has. And here Jaydong is very close to busting him right now, coming up, trying to target down some of these siege tanks. That high ground siege tank is doing a fantastic job of keeping him in this game right now. But he's already taken a lot of damage over at his third. Like, he lost a lot of SCVs defending there.
Yeah. What are the upgrades on the Hydras, by the way? Looks like there's +1 attack over here. The problem is the tank count is so low that he has no way to really get this over here and protect this. So once, you know, he kills the tank off that's holding that position, he can run away. Man, +2 attack is brutal on those Hydras, by the way.
Real. The upgrades of Flash might begin to pay off here. The one thing I want to mention, though, is that Jaydong hasn't taken 1 iota of damage. He hasn't lost a drone. Flash has barely been on his side of the map. So Jaydong, like, everything is going according to plan for him. And now it looks like we might have a little bit of a Mutalisk switch here. Yeah, look at that. A full group of Mutas. They now have 1-1 upgrades. And the Goliath count is not very high, even though they do have good upgrades at 2-1.
Yeah, now if he can take out the Goliaths, all of the tanks are going to fall, and these Glaives are just ripping through these Goliaths. Only 2 left. There's not enough time for these turrets to finish here either. And, dude, is this going to be GG? I mean, look at this, man. The tanks can't be protected like they were before. The Goliaths are coming out at such a slow rate. The Mutalisks can basically ignore them now. You know that back at home, there's a ton of Hydras being made here from Jaydong. He's going to be able to take out these Goliaths. And, oh my God, he's just going to go right back up here and hit these tanks.
Well, the tanks are so crucial. And picking those off is a huge play. Look at this. He's even droned up during all this. He's making the Hydras that you mentioned. Another macro hatchery. My God, this is like really peak Jaydong we're looking at. Look at how heavily he's in control of this game.
What's crazy about it is that Flash basically went untouched. And, you know, Flash is considered the greatest player of all time. Up in the pantheon of the best players in the entire world. He basically reigns supreme. And in my mind, you know, when you have a guy like that who goes untouched the whole game, I would just assume that no matter what, he's going to get ahead.
And it fits his style. He's the greatest optimizer. Like, he knows how to make these builds fit together so that he becomes unstoppable. His nickname used to be the ultimate weapon, and it just turned into the nickname of God. Like, literally, that's how good he is. And Jaydong here goes toe-to-toe with cross-spawn Command Center first into mech and is just bludgeoning him. Flash is still holding on technically, but his siege tank count is very low to deal with this amount of Hydras.
Yeah, he's going to dive on that tank, and he's going to actually just sidestep this entirely and go up into the main. This is insane. There's no tanks in the main to cover this.
Yeah, he has one tank pop out there. He's trying to block with SCVs as well. And, well, he's going to have some on the high ground, but look at this. More Hydras coming up, kind of flanking here onto these Goliaths. Even just picking off these Goliaths, he can switch back into Mutas if he wants. The guy is on 4 gases. Like, he can make anything. And GG! Jaydong takes out Flash.
Dude, in a straight-up game, both sides. Flash got away with Command Center first and lost that game.
He
was
very
untouched.
rare. Yeah.
2-2 upgrades there. The double armory, got a third base safely. Jaydong navigated what was maybe one of the most complicated, difficult macro games you could imagine. And he came out on top. That's insane. We're going to have Bisu versus Jaydong coming up next. Flash, definitely disappointed with that loss. He could be getting eliminated here, Tastosis.
He could. It is a possibility. But I would still bet on him to rally through. It's going to be best of 3s from here. But Jaydong looking so strong. Jaydong Bisu, man, I was so hoping that we'd be able to see this match here today as well. They've been one of the greatest rivalries ever as well. So we're going to go to a quick commercial break. When we come back, Jaydong versus Bisu.
Fast car, like time, speak goodbye.
All right. We are back, and it is time for some Jaydong versus Bisu action. Oh my god, this is going to be an amazing best of 3 coming up. Absolutely cannot wait. You know, I'm thinking about this, and one of the big wishes I have for today is to see all 3 of these players play each other. So I'm sitting here secretly just hoping that Jaydong's able to take out Bisu and we can see a Bisu versus Flash final match.
Oh my god. Yeah, I mean, we want to see all these guys fight it out, right?
Yeah.
This is going to be a great one. Jaydong versus Bisu. You know what's funny? This wasn't quite on my radar as a possibility for the winners match. I was so ready. You know, I was so ready for Flash to kind of move on. I mean, this is a lot more drama in this group now.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, Flash could be eliminated, and both of these guys know, okay, Flash is at least in the background right now. You know, I got to give it my all and try to get out of this group as quickly as possible. And we're going to go to Jaydong here for map number 1, Artosis.
Jaydong or Jaydong Tasteless?
Oh, Artosis, you still are the best. All right, let's get into it. We've got Jaydong on the left and Bisu on the right. This is a map where you have your entrance blocked off with a neutral Marine and Medic. This is also a map where you get a free base in the back of your base. Actually, the biggest map, by the way, we have in this season of ASL.
Is it? Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting. I didn't actually know that. Yeah, so I mean, Jaydong is definitely a very interesting map. It plays very differently. Like, it's a very easy third gas for Protoss. We've seen them try to achieve that in a few different ways. You know what's kind of funny, by the way, I want to mention? Because, like, Flash has done so well, and he has so much hype behind him, and all that stuff. But, like, the fact that people were not even really considering that Jaydong could beat him up like that, it's like, well, guys, Jaydong chose him. Jaydong's the greatest Zerg ever, you know? Ah, very nice. Happy birthday.
Yeah, big number of non-Koreans showing up for this, man. So cool. Yeah, no, you're right. I mean, he did pick Flash, right?
Yeah.
And I think, you know, I've also tried to, you know, as good as Flash is, also be realistic. Like, Jaydong is in incredible shape. Like, that was a master class of his EVT. I think any pro looks at that, you know that Flash is the guy manning the Terran, and you think there is no way in the world that you're going to beat Flash if he gets away with Command Center first. But here we are.
Yeah. It was masterfully done. I'm excited. Oh, look at this. He floats the Overlord over the Marine because the Medic's harder to kill. By the way, yeah, what is Jaydong doing here, Tastosis? Do you see this?
Yeah. No, I was, you know, I was halfway through my explanation about you know, how good Jaydong is in that previous game, but now I'm looking at this and I'm like, this is crazy. I think he's going to go for one hatch layer. So apparently the Overlord is in such a position that you can't click on the Marine underneath it, which means you can't get inside the base. So Bisu's going for gateway into Nexus.
I also think he set the drone up, Tasteless, in exactly the position where if you come and get high ground vision, the drone is within range to hit you. I think that was basically a perfect block there. And so he just now shows Zerglings. So this is clearly a pool first build, and Bisu will start to run away. And one hatch layer, man, like, is this going to be like a lurker bust? What are we even looking at? Like, you...
No, yeah, he's good. Oh, it is. Yeah. Well, that answers that. If there's a Hydra dead, it's going to be a lurker bust. I thought he might just go for, like, mutas and try to send 4 mutas in there and start killing stuff.
Could be a drop as well, but no Overlord's really in position for that. I guess one is in the main.
Well, so here's what happens. If you have one of these builds, I should say, first of all, if you're given a map where you get, like, a free main, it's... I'm sorry. I'm like, I'm not speaking clearly here. If you're on a map where you're going to get a free base in the back of your base, like that you have on this one, and you're on the high ground, a lot of times you skip Forge. because you don't really need cannons. You're not really afraid of Hydra busts. You can expand and tech with impunity, right? It's why it's a very Protoss favored map layout in this matchup. But because of that, you might not have detection for lurkers.
Yeah.
So, you know, one hatch layer, and specifically one hatch lurker, this is like a really old cheese. And nobody really uses it anymore. And every once in a while you'll encounter it on the ladder, but like it's one of those things, if you're ready for it, you're gonna stop it. But I think one hatch layer is super unexpected because it first of all, it's not gonna get scouted ever. Basically, it looks like Jaydong probably went for pool into expand here. So what's gonna happen is Bisu's going to, and by the way, the lurkers have to morph like mid Hydra journey here. So he sees the one cannon here. If he can get the lurkers up the ramp, he will probably just win the game. The question is going to be, can the cannon defend? And by the way, if the cannon defends, I think Zerg is basically out of the game.
Yeah.
This is not a build where you're like, oh, my one hatch lurker didn't work. I'm going to go expand and try to play a macro game. You're already too far behind.
And the nice thing about, you know, the lurker build here is the lurkers blow up the zealots. That's kind of the idea, is you blow up the zealots so they either stand there and die, or they pull back, and that allows your Zerglings up, and the mass Zergling is what actually ends up killing. Like, the lurkers basically open the door in the wall with this rush.
Okay. The lurkers are out. It's still one cannon. It's 5 zealots. The lurkers are going to have to be broed in such a way where they're not in range of the cannon, but they can drive the zealots back. Oh, my God.
Dude.
Oh, my God, he's doing it.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Unburrows 2 more, brings him forward. Oh, he's getting on top of the cannon there. Oh, this is huge.
He gets it. He gets it. Now, I don't know if there's a cannon in the main. You basically have to leapfrog the lurkers forward here. And the thing for Protoss is, like, you can still run up there and, like, try to surround. Oh, my God. Okay, one cannon finishes there.
Wow.
Wow.
Not even going to try. Well, he can't really get any more units out, so what are you supposed to do? Look at that build from Jaydong, man. He just brought... First, he kills Flash's command center first cross spawn. And then he goes one hatch lurker and kills Bisu and Jaydong, a Protoss favored map. What are we even looking at here, Tasteless? Jaydong is an absolute killer here tonight.
It's wild, man. I got to say, Jaydong is looking god tier here. And, you know, Bisu's going to be frustrated with that loss. I think there are a couple of hints there. I mean, but it was a tough one to read. He did, interestingly, he got a cannon in his next to his Nexus, so he might have thought it was Mutas coming here. I guess that's one of the unique things about that map. It's hard to cover both the Nexuses and the entrance. And in case you guys are wondering, like, didn't the cannon finish? Why would he leave the game? The lurkers are just going to run around and hit the Nexus from the side.
Yeah.
And you're just going to lose. There's no way to, you just kind of circle around the cannon and go somewhere else. So, I mean, pretty incredible game here. Jaydong 1 win away from moving on. We're 1-0 right now in this best of 3. Knockout is going to be map number 2.
How do you play here as Bisu after facing that? It's a more normal map, so I have a feeling we'll see a more normal game here. I don't think Jaydong can have another build like that.
No, I think you're probably right about that. Okay, we've got both players sharing the bottom, Jaydong in the bottom left and Bisu in the bottom right. This, by the way, today has delivered so far. We're in game 4 of the night, and I gotta say, everything has just been incredible so far.
Yeah.
I'm loving this group.
Absolutely. No, this is being a blast. I can't wait for whatever storyline comes next with Flash trying to still get out of this group as well. The only sad thing is that, like, one of these guys isn't going to make it. And if Ample has his way, 2 of them.
Welcome to China. I think he knows what I think he misread what was supposed to be on that sign.
Yeah.
I think he meant to say, hello from China. All right, whatever. So we are in this game, and it's going to be, looks like a Forge expand. We know that because the probe is going to scout after the pylon here. This is a map where if they go hatch first, you can cannon rush behind the minerals. A lot of the times, that's what people use to decide if they should go Forge opening or not. So many people here in the Freak Up studio. It's crazy, man. These are some lucky people being able to get into this and see this live.
Yeah.
And again, the Freak Up studio, it's not a small studio, but it's not like there's a ton of seats. Like, you know, popular matches do get sold out.
Yeah, I heard this one sold out extremely quickly, as to be expected.
Right.
I mean, so far tonight it's delivering. Like I'm loving these games. Good variety so far as well. You know, solid macro games in the first couple, but very decisive plays from Jaydong overall. Kind of speeded the group along a little bit, really. Like, you know, here we are in like the second game in the winners match, and I feel like, oh, the game lengths haven't been that long considering the openers, right? Like fast third base and you know, in a command center first. You'd expect these games to go like 20 minutes each, but it's just not the case so far.
So it looks like he's ready for what could have been a cannon rush. He basically has a drone in the back to block. You can still try to go for it, but he's not going to do that.
Yeah.
And so Bisu basically makes the right call here and opts to, you know, go for a Nexus on 15. Remember that when you see hatchery first, so like, you know, a lot of games you will cannon rush, and you can see he kind of thought about it and said, yeah, the drone's in a pretty good position.
Yeah.
By the way, if they have a decent position at all, you probably can't get away with a cannon rush. And a lot of times if you fail with your cannon rush and the hatchery stays up, like you're in a pretty terrible spot as Protoss. So in those kind of games, what you'll oftentimes see is that they go super macro. So since the lings are late, you go right into a gateway and then get your gas and get a cannon out as late as you can.
And I think that this overall shows how good the prep for Jaydong has been today. And also Bisu. Like, don't forget he scouted Ample right away for that third base. That really only Ample takes a third base that quickly right now. But yeah, in seeing Jaydong like have his drone exactly in position ready, he microed perfectly to keep the probe, you know, on its back feet there. And wow, I love seeing them all in such great shape. You know, like we saw Flash versus Jaydong in, I want to say season 2 of ASL. They played in like the round of 8 and had like a decent match, but neither of them were in top form. You know, they were both good, and I think Flash actually might have won that season, but like it wasn't like right now. And we're watching them like super dialed in, super prepared. Like I mean, whoever ends up winning this group, that is, what a statement that is.
It's crazy. I still can't believe Flash is in the losers.
I know.
Right now. So we've got the double ling block up here at the entrance. He's not going to be able to scout this. And I actually didn't see. Was there a den started Artosis?
I didn't see. I don't think so.
Okay. Well, we're gonna be checking in a second here. But right now, no, it's going to be a layer. Okay. So yeah, with layer tech here, this is a pretty normal game. You know, Bisu, unsurprisingly, is going to be going for the Stargate opener. Probably going to be +1 attack Zealots with +1 attack Corsairs. He really likes to play this style. Yeah, the second gas is going to be done here. So we're going to get to see a much more straight-up textbook-looking PvZ from these two.
All right. Well, that is something that I really want to see between them. You know, I feel like I learned a lot watching their rivalry back in the day, and seeing like, oh, these are the things that they're doing against each other. Like I remember Jaydong like starting to go 5 and 6 hatchery and just like replacing the overlords he was losing and droning a little bit more heavily because Bisu was spending so much on Corsairs and things like that. Like those are some of my most fun memories of PvZ back in the day. And you know, to see them actually going towards a macro game here is so nice because Bisu still's got it in PvZ, man. Like, I saw his win rate isn't quite as high as Reigns or Mini's. Well, Mini had that one season where he killed literally every Zerg in the world to win ASL. Right. So, like, that season really boosted him. But, like, I actually, like, honestly, I think he's actually better than both of them PvZ right now. Even if they have slightly higher win rates.
I think you might be right. I mean, Bisu really knows how to strong arm Zergs really well. By the way, he's not totally confident about what kind of game this is. He's made 3 cannons in pretty defensive ways. I think he thought this might be some kind of a bust. He actually cancels one. Okay, I love that approach.
Yeah.
Just, you know, when you're faced with some kind of uncertainty like he was in that game, just start up the cannons, and if there's nothing coming as the Corsair scouts, you can just cancel one. Beautifully done. And now the Corsair is going to go back. So this is going to be a game where we're going to get at least 5 Corsairs up. He might go for more. And then he's going to continue to get Zealots, get +1 attack, get the Zealot speed, and then have Templars when the time is right.
And Bisu traps his own probe there buying the mineral patches so he can stack those Corsairs easily. By the way, Bisu has the best Corsair usage in the world. No one would question that for a second. Like, this guy retains Corsairs better than everyone and moves them better than everybody. Like, that's like one of the big differences between Bisu and everyone else. And then he immediately gets hit by a Scourge there as I'm saying that.
Well, yeah, that's one of the things. He's so good at actively using the Corsairs. It's kind of a crazy thing. I think in the early days, people thought about Corsairs as something to stop mutas, where Bisu will just get Corsairs just to kill Overlords. You know, he really changed the way PvZ was understood and made it a lot more playable. Now, this is a game where there's 5 Mutalisks out, and this is very different than a guy who's going to just continuously get mutas. 5 mutas is enough where you have to respect and try to fight this. But at the same time, you know, it's not like you're going to be trying to snipe Templars right away here. So he's continued to get a few more mutas. There are Scourge with this too, but I don't think that there's any indication that Jaydong's going to try to truly be aggressive with this. He does come in there and take out one Corsair. That's huge.
That is huge. Oh my gosh. And another one does still have that Scourge hit on it. So a little bit dangerous here. Some more Scourge flying in with those mutas. He's trying to get this cannon done. Jaydong going to fly in, start picking off a few probes at least.
Yeah, the cannon's going to finish. He's going to have to back up. There is a way to flick shot with the Corsair. If you have the Corsair, like, I want to say it's like a 110-degree angle. If the Corsair's pointing away, you can get it to instantly turn, like on its head. Like, it looks really crazy. And you can, like, almost shoot behind yourself if you do that. Okay, hold on a second. The Scourge are going to come down here. Oh, my God. He's going to be very careful about trying to get those Corsairs back to safety. Now, when you lose too many Corsairs, it's annoying because you're having to pour more gas into Corsairs, which gives you less Templars. It's harder to get your upgrades out, all that kind of stuff.
And he's taken some damage with the Corsairs, but he only lost one so far. So not really the end of the world for him. He has his +1 done. He has some High Templars coming out. Adds another cannon there.
He couple did not gateways in the Archon, by the way.
No, he did not.
I was wondering. He basically didn't bite and decided to just bank those and try to get some Psystorms ready to go. Bisu's staying back. He's just trying to see, is there anything else outside of my base right now that I can get? And he finds them. He gets some great shots on those Scourge.
Yeah, 7 Corsairs here. Going forward. Ooh, loses another one, but he is clearing most of the Scourge on the map. If there's no Scourge left, they will just dominate the mutas. So that is something Jaydong has to watch out for. You can see him pulling back. He does have his own +1 flyer carapace, which is good. I think he's actually hatching mostly Hydras right now, which I think is also why we didn't see the Archon. I think Bisu knows that he needs to be a step ahead. He can't play as if Jaydong's going to make the mistake of going mass muta against him. He has to play as if Jaydong's going to do very strong Jaydong things, such as going into heavy Hydra here.
He actually Jaydong went for air armor, interestingly.
Yeah.
So he has 5 mutas, but does have the air armor upgrade. And yeah, he's going to go into that Hydra style. So Bisu's moved out. We don't see a third base started yet for Bisu, but he is going up into a lot of gateways here. So he's in a powering phase. I don't know if we have the Robo. We haven't really looked inside Bisu's base at all as far as tech goes. Oh, man, you got to be careful when you get this far out with the Corsairs, because the mutas and the Scourge can basically slowly stalk you into a corner, and you have to either fight or end up losing everything. And so that's about to happen here.
Ooh, this could be deadly. Look at the movement we have up there. In the meantime, Jaydong's hatchery does get canceled by Bisu's Zealots. Bisu is moving his Corsairs just right here. Jaydong has a lot of vision and didn't quite catch them and turns around. Look, he thinks he's about to intercept, I think. Like, now he sees the Corsairs in the top right with his Overlord. He thought Bisu snuck through there. Dude, the mind games of watching these two move around their air armies is amazing.
The movement is so advanced here. Okay, the Scourge are coming. He's not even going to try to flick shot it. He's just going to eat the damage, and he's going to get intercepted by more Scourge and these Mutalisks coming here. This is really bad.
Yeah,
another pair goes down. He's going to be trying to hit these. He actually slips up. Jaydong not able to continuously shoot those down. So he's down to 3 Mutalisks here. Oh my God. And now he's going to come in here and try to hit these Templars.
Well, he gets 1, he gets 2. Not bad. He killed most of the Corsairs and 2 High Templars there. That's going to make Bisu's job a lot harder. Now, I don't think that Bisu has any sort of timing attack here. I actually think he has to sit back and play it kind of defensively. Maybe take his third base there on the high ground and just kind of hold on and macro up a bit.
Yeah, I mean, this is rough. The 2 Templars being taken out. I mean, you need to have 4 Templar to push, ever. It's not going to work otherwise. Bisu's done a good job with the DT of basically staying up in the top and making sure that no drones can be sent up there to expand. Jaydong's going to go ahead and expand down here towards his mineral only as Bisu is expanding here. And I think we just went up to 8 gateways. So Bisu basically macroed up to 6 gates, expanded, and then threw down his final 2 gateways.
That makes sense. That's very Bisu. Like, he takes pretty fast nexuses compared to most Protoss players. Now, Jaydong has remade his mutas. The Corsair count is very low for Bisu. He's not normally at 2 Corsairs at this point in the game. So here come those mutas. Oh, the pre-storm does nothing. Jaydong juking out of the way ahead of time.
Man, I would be so scared if I was Bisu right now.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just no way to keep these Templars alive for long enough. He's going to lose, I think, literally every Templar. Just 1 more remaining here. But again, you got to remember, when the Hydra number gets that high, it's like a wall of Hydras. It's like a tsunami of Hydras coming up here. I don't know that Bisu's going to survive the next minute or 2.
No, this is so many Hydras and no storms left. Look at this. He's flanking with more Hydras as well as the Mutalisks. And even with that high ground advantage, I think that Jaydong has enough to break through here.
Yeah, I mean, it all goes back to those Corsairs. So often PvZ is like this. You have to keep your Corsairs alive or you can't get anything done. When mutas come in there, they will just smash your Templars. And, you know, someone who's very active like Bisu, moving his Corsairs around, kind of paid for it. Jaydong just waited, stalked those down, and then set up a really nice mid-game attack. So Protoss is barely actually, hold on a second. More Hydras are going to come down here. You know, if Bisu can survive the next minute or 2, the game's going to go on. But if not, I think this game is over.
Yeah, I think Jaydong has enough Hydras coming over that you're just barely not going to be able to hold on here. Maybe if you still had your Photon Cannons up, but the Zerglings are dealing with those. The High Templars have to run. Bisu's evacuating his third base. Dude, Jaydong is just... This is some prime Jaydong we're looking at here.
Just godlike play here from Jaydong. He's denying those cannons. The DT is going to drive back the Hydralisks here. We do have Overlord speed, so all Jaydong has to do is basically reorient himself and get some Overlords to push here, and I think the game's over. But let's see if there's any way Bisu can hang on.
It doesn't seem too likely because Jaydong, it's not like Jaydong's on 3 base. He is on 4 base. You know, he has that mineral only, and the mineral only is fine. Like, he's mostly making Hydralisks right now, so it's not really an issue where he's getting gated by the lack of gas. He's got tons of hatcheries. He's macroing cleanly. He hasn't taken any damage this game, which is uncommon against Bisu. You know, and look at this. He's switching back and forth, back into the Mutalisks. I personally love this style of Muta Hydra, like over and over again, and just consistently keeping that high Templar count down. And Jaydong is showing just how good he's at it. Like, the fact that he has dodged pretty much every storm with the mutas, he's a precog Tasteless. Don't even think about doing a crime. Jaydong will know.
Yeah, he's going to come in here again. And it's the same idea as the previous attack. He's looking for any Templars he can get. He's going to go ahead and hit these probes, probably force them to be pulled here. And the question is he going to find any Templars where this is? Right now, Jaydong is just ramping up the amount of Hydras that he's going to have in this game. Oh my God, even trying to go for that Observer is so crazy.
Jaydong is expanding to the top left during all this as well. So going up to 5 bases, just making this unbreakable army. Like, look at this supply. Jaydong is up by 30 supply in a Zerg versus Protoss. That is just not what you want to see. If the supplies were reversed, we'd be like, oh yeah, it's a close game. But in this case, it's like Jaydong just continues to dominate. The only thing I can say is, like, he is just a layer tech Zerg right now. You know, I haven't seen a lurker. So if like Bisu hits a critical mass and he gets enough Psy Storms, it's crazy the amount of Hydras you can actually clear. Like, maybe he still has like 1 good push in him.
Yeah, a lot more damage continuing to be dealt over here to these workers. Jaydong just macroing up. He's got so many Hydralisks out here right now. He is going to be hitting from both sides. Oh my God, the counterattack's going to be brutal.
Look at his setup of the Hydras on the low ground there as well. As the army comes up, he might move up with those Hydras and try to snipe that Nexus. Oh, no, he's pulling back. Okay, okay. I think Bisu kind of sees that. I like Bisu's army movement very much right now. Look at this. He's intercepting this before the other army comes up to hit him. And a good size storm this time, but the Mute is still getting in and getting a High Templar.
Okay, hold up a second. Bisu's going to be able to push here. Now, he has 4 Templars. That's a lot of storm. 1 Templar does get sniped by the Hydras. Another incredible storm there. A lot of Hydras in the back just eating damage. And the Hydras on the bottom are actually being driven back. Hold on a second. Is Bisu still in this game? He's looking like he can barely hang on.
Yeah, it looks rough, but he is doing a counterattack during this time. So if he ends up holding, well, it looks like Jaydong might have enough here that he doesn't take massive damage as well. Bisu having to pull back to those cannons. It's miraculous that Bisu is even still in this game.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. He needs to get a storm off. Oh, my God. Right when it was at 75 energy. Oh, it's so painful. So it looks like Bisu's driven him away. Again, if Protoss can just continue to power up, maybe he's got a shot that Archon is sniped. Jaydong's so on top of everything.
And another little Hydra flank here. Oh, my gosh. A couple Zealots come up to do the tanking there for Bisu. But look at Bisu's supply. It's getting so low right now. Like, maybe if he had a third gas, I'd feel a bit better about this position. But he's having a hard time keeping High Templars alive. Jaydong has drones at the top left now. 3 base versus 5 base. Just not looking good for our Protoss champ.
Yeah, I mean, the problem also is Bisu's gotten so big on his side of the map. I mean, Jaydong's gotten so big on his side of the map. Excuse me. I mean, Bisu is hanging on, and Jaydong has plummeted in supply. Like, they're fairly even right now. I guess the reality is if Bisu can continue to upgrade and maybe take 6 o'clock, I guess the game would go on. I mean, if we don't have the layer tech departure soon,
yeah,
you know, eventually Protoss will get to 3-3. That does put you in a better position. You can't get 3-3 as Zerg or 3-3-3 as Zerg until you have a Hive.
You'd imagine he'd go Hive pretty soon, right? Like, just the fact that Bisu's still in the game. I feel like investing in a Queen's Nest is not ever going to bite you in the butt right now. It's like that's the only out for Bisu, is that Jaydong somehow only stays on Hydra Tech for the whole game, and Bisu just storms it all down. So, yeah, I would like to see that from Jaydong. But Bisu now moving out on the map, seeing if he can maybe find some sort of damage out there to equalize the game.
Decent size storms, but I'm worried the Hydra count is just so high here. I mean, it's just Dragoons.
Yeah.
I think maybe with a little bit of micro, he might be able to kind of get the upper hand over here. He needs to get some more Zealots to trickle in here with the rest of this. Dragoons alone are not going to cut it. You need to have a couple guys in the front taking damage. And here we are now. Those Zealots are going to come up here. We need to have more Templars here as well.
Yeah, the Dragoons are being microed amazingly, and he does bring up a few Zealots. Like, he's battling better than he really should be able to. But, you know, I think Jaydong is still probably in control of this game. Like, he has so much production right now that even if Bisu does well here, you can see he's mined out in his natural, he's mined out in his main base. So he's just got a few mineral patches left. He just can't keep this up.
Yeah, I mean, he's so low on everything that he needs right now. We're going to have the 2 Templars come down here. He is going to morph that into an Archon, but I'm just worried that the Protoss army is getting thinned out here. The production that Jaydong is sitting on is just so powerful that I think over time, this tug-of-war in the middle of the map, yeah, GG, that tug-of-war in the middle of the map is inevitably going to go to a Jaydong when he just had so much beautiful games there by Jaydong. You know, he came in there, he sniped the Templars perfectly. This is quite the story, Artosis. Jaydong looks like he could win this entire season of ASL. He is in some of the best condition I have ever seen.
100%. He just beat Flash's command center first, and he 2-0'd Bisu. Like, what more do you need to show? Give him the trophy. The tournament's over. That's it. We don't even care who gets out in second place. That's honestly winning this group. I mean, that it's similar to a championship. You're just like, damn, that is insane. And he played out of his mind. He never looked like he was in trouble in any game. Just prime peak Jaydong here tonight.
I'm totally inspired. I mean, he's wanted to win an ASL for so long. He's always been great, but he was never able to capture that kind of greatness that he had in the past.
Yeah.
You know, in that era that he's so known for, in that that defining period of StarCraft history. We're gonna take a quick look at a replay before we go. Okay, this is a great moment that they caught here. So the Corsairs right now are stuck in the top, and Jaydong's literally trying to intercept him. He thought he would catch him there. This Overlord gets killed, and he goes, okay, I found him. He's gonna try to come back here. And by the way, be really careful how far away you are from home with your Corsairs, because a moment like this is gonna happen. And he just eats damage, and the Corsair count I think goes from 7 down to 3 here. Yeah,
and he gets a lot of damage too. Yeah, and this is probably the most important thing that we had happen, because if he has the Corsairs alive, you never end up picking off so many High Templars.
Right, exactly. The Corsairs, if you get up to 7, even with 5, they'll maybe kill 1 Templar. But the Corsairs are going to kill all the Mutalisks. So you just remake that Templar. But when that went down, it's hard. Do you keep making Corsairs? If you're down to 2 or 3, that's a lot. It's like 300, 400 gas to invest in to try to build that count back up. Anyways, guys, interview time.
You're watching Group C of the round of 16 here at ASL Season 21, as we have our first player through to the quarterfinals today. Let's meet Jaydong. Congratulations. Thank you. In front of so many fans, your opponents were none other than Flash and Bisu. Without a single loss, you once again, in true Tyrant fashion, add your name to the round of 8 roster. How are you feeling, Jaydong? I am so happy. I'm still nervous and can't talk properly. Even in that last game, I messed up my drone split. I kept telling myself, don't be nervous as I play the game. I'm happy with this good result. I did not get the feeling that you were worried or anxious in any way watching you play those games. Especially in that first game against Flash, you truly showed us why you have the moniker of Zerg Tyrant. You slightly delayed your muta timing and maneuvered in such a way so that the Terran could not predict where you would go. Shall we hear about how you prepared that build specifically? To be honest, I didn't really prepare it. In the process of playing many games, I just focused on being responsive based on how and any given game goes, trusting my gut. Of all things, it was mech, and the worst situation for it at that. I knew it would be hard, but somehow the match went really well and I ended up winning. I thought it was enough reason for you to smile when you caught that first vulture. Right. I knew I had to get it. More than that, I got greedy macroing up with drones, and that was the key. With how many hatcheries you ended up getting, it was difficult for your opponent to predict the strength of your army. Will it be Mutas? What units will it be? In the end, you kept him occupied with Mutalisks, and then you sent your Hydras in, and then went in with the Mutas again to snipe tanks, and once again sent in Hydras. With tremendous force, you took down Flash. Up until then, were things panning out the way you had expected? As I've just said, it wasn't a scenario I had practiced. I just focused on not overextending and sticking to my guns, my playstyle. I kept reminding myself that my shortcomings, me getting eliminated in the ASL so far, was all due to me overplaying, overextending. It helped a lot to stabilize myself mentally. And in the first set of the winner's match against Bisu on Jaydong, you went for a quick victory with a lurker bust. Was this also something you didn't prepare and went for on the spot? No, that one wasn't an impromptu build. He knows how to play Jaydong well, so I decided to just all in. I thought of a build to use
명훈이랑 게임했던
And I remembered his game against Queen from recent days. The build looked really good, so I just copied it. And your Muta Scourge micro in the second set was really good. Catching so many Corsairs, you rendered Bisu's Templar quite useless in that game. With the performance you showed against none other than Flash and Bisu, your goal of taking the trophy home this season does not seem like a stretch at all. I feel that you are getting more and more convinced of it.
항상 어려울 때 잘했거든요.
I always used to do well when things were tough, and I think I showed that today as well. The quarterfinals won't be easy either, but I will take each game one by one. I will work hard, go to the finals and get the championship. Of course, we need to wait for the results of Group D, but so far the opponents you could possibly run into the round in the round of 8 are Tolbo and Hero. Out of the two, who would you rather meet? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Even if it's a ZVZ in the round of 8, there's a glint of conviction in Jaydong's eye. I'm sure the fans won't miss a single minute of your matches this season. Please address the fans and the colleagues who helped you practice. First off, for helping me practice Mini, Speed, Rush. I only played ZVT with people whose names start with Yong. Yong someone? Yes. Speed, Rush. Oh, JYJ. There was one more. Yong. Rush, JYJ, Speed, and who? You don't remember? Yeah. Well, hopefully it comes back in a second. Anyway, thank you, and huge thanks to the fans for their support again. I'll do well in the quarterfinals and advance. Once more, congratulations on making the round of 8, Jaydong. With fiery performance that sent the fans screaming, Jaydong advances to the quarterfinals. Let's take a look at the bonuses we have prepared for our loving ASL fans by Google Play. Are you ready to take a look? Are you ready? Go to the Google Play Store app, click on your profile icon in the top right, go to the input code tab under the payments and recurring payments menu, and be ready to input the code. Wow, nobody is even looking at me. I guess you're ready then. Let's take a look at today's second gift. The code starts with TTPGYEH, and then we have a quiz in the middle. The question is, it's been a decade since Flash and Jaydong battled each other in the ASL. If that's correct, input O. If it's wrong, input X. And then input the rest of the code. So, let's reveal the full code alongside the correct answer. TTPGYEH. The answer is no. So, XGGDAX. It's not been a decade. It's been 8 years since Flash and Jaydong fought each other. The first 1,000 people who input the code correctly will receive 1,500 points. Please keep taking part in our special events. We also have an event for the people in the studio. The commentators will select cheerfuls in the crowd. 5 winners will receive the new Razer Kishi V3 Pro handheld mobile gaming console. We look forward to seeing your cheerfuls as you support the players. We will take a short break and come back with today's losers and decider matches.
Sin prisa, contra el reloj, la noche empuja, no pide perdón. Caigo sin ruido, sigo de pie, muerde el dolor y avanzo bien. Tiene la foto, no la presión, yo cago sangre late igual, aunque me queme, yo sigo atrás. Me hice fuerte, fue la de show, sin reflectores ni aprobación. Respiro honda, punto y voy. No quiero abrazos, sé quién soy. No es carrera, es obsesión. El tiempo nunca va a mi favor. Respiro honda, punto y voy. No quiero abrazos, sé quién soy. No es carrera, es obsesión. El tiempo nunca va a mi favor.
What's up, everybody? We're back, and we're going to be going to the losers match. Flash versus Ample is coming up next.
All right, a TVT, a little precursor to tomorrow's great day of games. This one's going to be a little bit hard for Ample. He's really not known for his Terran versus Terran, and Flash really is. No one has ever really held up against Flash, Terran versus Terran. Maybe Fantasy in his prime, and in modern history, like Sharp occasionally is taking a game off Flash, but it's like Flash just understands Terran on a different level. So I think this is going to be pretty straightforward, but let's see what Ample has prepared.
Yeah, I mean, Flash has already proven that he can be beaten. He does bleed, after all. Let's see what happens in this TVT. And remember that the winner of this best of 3 is going to face off against Bisu in a fight to get one of the last places remaining in the round of 8. Okay, Ample on the right and Flash on the left.
All right. Very excited.
What do you think about
this.
TVT
Yeah.
on this map, Artosis?
Oh, tasteless. It is just a spiral of disgusting. It's like the map, because you can, like, first off, on a regular map, Command Center First is by far the strongest build. Okay, so like it's not even a question, because here it's like, yeah, I mean, you could try to formulate an anti-Command Center First build, but if they happen to make their barracks first, you insta-lose. So it's like, oh, man. So it should be Command Center First on both sides. And then the question is, like, to Wraith or not to Wraith. Right? Like, and the thing is, if you Wraith and they don't Wraith, okay, well, you have a Wraith advantage and you had that quick second gas, you're on a high ground, so you're not going to get attacked. But they actually have an option to take a really fast third then. And it's like, it just... There's like a lot of different mind games with the tech. But yeah, I would say that this will open up probably Command Center First. They'll probably both go like one port Wraith. But we'll see. And it's like circles of rock, paper, scissors at that point. Oh, but a barracks here from Ample. Okay.
Yeah. Flash has not made his own barracks, and it's gone on long enough. He's probably going to go for Command Center First here. Is there any way to try to punish CC First here? Is there any kind of sneaky, cheesy, weird stuff you could do that might throw them off?
It's so difficult because any cheese would be thrown off by, the length of getting over there and then also having to kill the Marines on both sides. Like, I don't have any idea, Tasteless, why he's going gasless expand. I could not tell you. It doesn't really make sense because, again, like, it's almost impossible without hard blind countering to stop Command Center First on regular maps. And, like, Flash would never cheese Ample on this map. It's just not within the realm of what might happen. It seems to me that he went Rax just to be able to float this really quickly for scouting. Like, I think he's going to maybe land it there.
What it looks like.
Yeah, maybe make a Marine and go across the map and try to get scouting like that. So I guess I understand in that regard, but it's like, well, Flash just has a better command center here.
Yeah, I mean, getting that command center over there, the barracks over there is great, but then you're just going to see that you're behind. He actually lands it on the other side and makes a Marine, too. That's interesting. And then he's going to lift it off again and keep scouting?
That makes sense to make a Marine. Wait, he's bringing it back?
Yeah.
What?
Oh, wow.
Oh, maybe he wants to bring it back and prevent scouting on his side by making a Marine. That kind of makes sense. Okay, so Flash sees that and he has to take it seriously because it's like, okay, well, there could be a push coming, right? And that actually gets him to turn around. So, like, the opening for Ample kind of worked. It kind of did, right? Like, he's like, well, I don't know how much scouting he's actually going to get because it looks like Flash already has a Marine. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man. It's such a weird thing to open up with a barracks here. Like, I could have seen Flash doing it because it's like maybe Ample's desperate to try to do a rush, but like, yeah, Ample here is going for, well, it looks like it'll probably be 3 Factory Vulture.
Ooh, nice block with the SCV. I thought Flash was going to be able to get in there for a second and see what's going on. So both sides are going for double factory, right? Flash Flash has a couple more SCVs. He's a little bit ahead in this whole development race, but yeah, it's going to be double factory.
Yeah, and if it's 2 factory, generally it goes into 3 because of Vulture, right? Like 2 factory Siege Tank Goliath is incredibly old at this point. And in fact, it's shocking anytime anyone does it. Whereas this build that we're seeing from Ample, he's going Starport with it. There you go. So I was actually going to be really surprised. I'm like, I can't believe both of them aren't going to go Starport. Like, Starport's so good on this map. But Ample is going to go for that Starport. And, you know, Flash with the 3 factory is going to try to get some map control with the Vultures, which he will succeed in. Ample's going to be really relying on making his Wraith work for him. Dude, you missed many
nice
shots.
Micro here by Flash.
Jeez. Dude, he missed. He missed like 6 shots in a row with that Vulture.
Yeah,
that was crazy.
That was crazy.
That happens sometimes. Like, that is crazy, though, because otherwise, like, he probably gets a decent scout going. But, I mean, you miss 6 shots in a row. What can you do?
Not a lot, unfortunately. So these Vultures are going to go around the barracks. And we have 3 Vultures here from Ample coming around the map. Now, they both actually... Is this barracks going to spot this? Okay, I think he also missed that. So these guys are both about to be pretty surprised here. Ample's going to lay a couple mines down here. Flash is, I think... No, he's not going to lay any mines. He's just going to go right up in here. Could this be perfectly blocked by the Goliath?
Ooh, Ample's Vultures actually get a great position here and will catch Flash's 2 Vultures. Flash does bring another couple of them up, so... Ooh. Kind of weird micro here from Ample to go for that. I feel like he should have just run, but the 2 Goliaths come down and meet him, so he'll be able to push those back. And is this a quick dropship? Wow, I wasn't expecting that, Tasteless. Like a quick dropship as opposed to making a Wraith. Like if you make the Wraith, you get good scouting, right? If he makes a tank, it's pretty good. You get to see the timing of everything, but he's actually just going for like a really fast Goliath drop. That's super interesting. That's kind of a cool idea. Yeah.
Well, I think it's smart because if you're out on the map trying to take fights and taking this 3rd base, you're going to be really far away from this command center location in the bottom left, right? I think the drop could work out really nicely there.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. And the thing is, you're both going to be taking your 3rd as quickly as possible. There's just no real push potential against 2 base. So the fact that he's doing this when he knows that Flash should be spread, this is a good idea from Ample. I actually really like it.
Yeah, he's going to drop this over here. Now, the tanks are going to come down here. He should have probably targeted those SCVs a little bit sooner here. Kind of just damaged the command center, and so this drop's going to be somewhat ineffective here. He's got a 2nd dropship coming up over here now. Now, you know, is there a world where he could drop these tanks and maybe take a fight over there when the 2nd dropship comes up?
Yeah, there is, like, double dropship plays that can happen where, like, you drop everything at the same place and kind of, like, overwhelm something. His drops are going really weirdly, though. Like, the fact that this one has killed almost no SCVs and it was, like, uncontested for a while. it's like, yeah, you damaged the command center a little bit. But Flash is blocking everything well enough so far. But I would say overall, Ample's doing a pretty decent job. It's just he's going to be a little bit behind in tanks now as well.
Yeah. He's going to try to come back again. This is such an odd drop. It feels like it's very high risk and you're not getting a whole lot of high reward stuff.
Yeah.
You know, other than killing an SCV or 2 here or there. Anyways, Ample could try to push out pretty soon here if he wanted to, but it seems like Flash is going to be the first one to move out on the map.
It would make sense. If your opponent is spending this much money on dropships, then, you know, he shouldn't have as much as you as far as the ground goes. Flash moves forward. He will siege up. Scan goes down there. Ample a little bit too far forward here. What? What is he doing? Kind of crazy. Oh, he drops a couple Goliaths on top of things. It doesn't feel like Ample's playing his best game here.
Yeah, Ample is trying a bunch of fancy stuff, and it is totally not working. Nothing he's trying to do is really working here. He's now lost a huge amount of his tanks. Flash has a really healthy position on the map just outside of the 3rd base on this high ground area that we're looking at right now. That's going to be really tough to break. I mean, it's already bad enough that he lost tanks. Now he would have to push from low ground onto high ground to try to bust this or drop on top of that. And I just don't know that he has enough stuff to make that work.
He does still have the 2 dropships, so maybe there's some counterplay with that. Flash is beginning to produce some Wraiths, which makes perfect sense with his forward siege tank contain. I'll tell you, what I'm looking at here, Ample's build feels like a build that would do really well against someone that you're better than, but not really well against someone who's better than you. Does that make sense?
Sure. I mean, there's a lot. Well, let's see. Is he going to try to come out here and drop this? It looks like he wants to basically drop across the map, which isn't a bad idea. when you consider that, you know, when you're being contained, there's a chance there's not that much stuff back at home. He does get the vultures to run around out here.
Those tanks, though, are actually zoning everything really beautifully. The double dropship, hey, look at this. He brings up the wraiths that he already has. He already has a missile turret in here as well. Oh, my God, man. Oh, my God. And he has mines up here as well.
Yeah.
One Goliath gets out of that double drop, and then he tries to run his group of vultures by, and, like, basically nothing's making it, and he loses his barracks. Oh, dude, this is not Ample's finest game. This is like,
one.
If I'm Ample, my ears are red right now. I'm like, oh, man, I look like such a newbie right now.
If
Like,
I'm Ample, my nose is bleeding right now from my brain. I mean, this is so rough. Oh, my God, he's going to get fished into the siege tank line. Oh.
Yeah, Flash is in a very dominant position now. He's got a massive contain up. He's killed both the dropships. He has wraiths. So, like, from here, for Ample, you can you bust this? You're never going to bust this. You're never, ever, ever going to bust this. And he's forcing you to make Goliaths. Like, this game is super close to over. Flash is very good at getting into these types of positions where you just look at it for his opponent. It's like, yeah, how do you ever break out of this? Ever.
Yeah, he's going to just throw some mines down here. I would not be shocked if we see GG here. He is just stuffing this position so brutally.
Yeah, I also wouldn't be surprised if we don't see GG, just because, like, when you're on 3 bases in TVT, you feel like the world is your oyster, you know? You have so much gas, you can just produce a ton of units. But look at this, he's got, like, 1 Valkyrie here. Anytime I see a Valkyrie come out and attack 3 or 4 wraiths, it's like, okay, do we not understand math? Like, this is not, like, Valkyries counter wraiths, but a Valkyrie doesn't counter wraiths.
Yeah, you need a couple of them, and then everything in the air disappears.
Yeah.
So this command center is going to be forced away. Remember, there are not a ton of bases on this map, so it's not like there's a whole other set of options for him to move to, you know, elsewhere. I mean, I guess he could go to the bottom right. Instead, we're going to see an attempted bust here. The tanks run siege. Flash is going to siege them back up immediately. And there are so many tanks still alive on the high ground right now. Flash is playing so well. Oh, yeah. It's such a tough game here for Ample.
I think he's going to GG from here. It is now completely pointless, and he knows it. Like, the fact that Flash was unsieged when you tried to move forward, and still you literally did not make a dent. Flash continues to push forward here, and I mean, he's gonna clear everything. He's gonna probably get all the way up to the natural, and Ample's gonna be forced to go to game number 2.
Yeah, unfortunately, Ample really not able to do much of anything here. The walls are continuing to close in. Ample about to pretty much run out of oxygen in this game. Big mine hit over there on the tanks, but I still don't think it's going to be enough.
Yeah, I hope that Ample brings a different type of build in game number 2. Like, the build looked cool, and again, I think it's a build where, like, if you're better than your opponent, if you know you can outplay your opponent, that's going to give you a lot of options to do so. But it's not particularly strong in any direction. You know, that's the thing about a Goliath drop. Like, yeah, okay, you're multitasking and stuff, but, like, you're playing the best player, so, like, you actually need something that's, like, decisively strong rather than flexibly strong.
Yeah, he's now been able to push all the way into this location. This is eventually going to force the command center to lift off here. It's going to be extremely tough to even get tanks down here onto the low ground. Flash, you know, it's crazy. TVT is usually a pretty long, grueling matchup, but not when Flash plays. Oh. He makes it look pretty easy and pretty fast. GG.
He's the only one that does, too. Like, TVTs can be grueling, and I bet you our longest day of ASL ever is tomorrow, but... Like, with Flash, so. It's generally by about 12 minutes, he's got the game pretty close to wrapped up. And his opponent might not leave, but it's very clear at that point, oftentimes, that he's got him.
So Flash easily wins that game. Did seem like everything Ample was trying wasn't working. He had some maybe overly fancy drops he was trying to do that didn't seem to really do much. It was almost like very high risk, very low reward. Mm-hmm. But Flash just controlled the game perfectly. I think especially when he got his tank sieged up outside the third base and started setting up a contain, Ample was starting to get in trouble for sure.
Yeah. All right, we're going to go to set 2 on Knockout. This map plays completely differently. Tank contains are incredibly strong here. So we should see both players with heavy armies on 2 bases coming up.
Yeah, let's get into it. Maybe Ample can come back. If not, Flash is going to win this 2-0 and go on to face off against Bisu.
All right, let's do it. Let's get into this. Ample, I don't know, man. He might not be feeling too good after that last game. Going to take a little sip of his coffee and hopefully get energized and show us a better game here on Knockout.
Okay, guys, this is it. Game 2 here, Ample versus Flash. Let's go. Both players in the top, Ample in the upper left, and Flash in the upper right.
All right. This is a map where the easy to take third base is a mineral base, so it's not really that valuable TVT. The gas base is a lot further away, though, so you might still see it taken. But one of the key things about this map is the center is actually very narrow. Like, tank containments are really strong here. Because it doesn't take that many tanks, and like even if you try to go through, how the center is kind of an X that you can see on the mini map. Those low grounds on the sides of the X, like, can be completely shelled from the high ground from the tanks, and it makes it really tough. So oftentimes what you'll see on this map is like both players try to go a pretty heavy 5 factory and bully their way around.
Yeah, that makes sense. Notice how the position of that depot there is set up for Flash. That actually pops the SCV further out to the right. Whereas the depot here for Ample makes it so that bottom mineral patch, that SCV now mines in a straight line instead of curving.
Yeah, and you can technically make the SCV still mine in a straight line instead of curving, but that kind of simplifies it so that it never goes wrong, really.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's always good to set up your early buildings to help you in whatever way. It's funny because we've had that change over time as well. Like, we used to always see depots under the gas or the spawning pool under the gas. But
yeah.
we don't see that anymore. People have figured out that's actually not really all that helpful.
I believe the idea back in the day was that made them mine in more of a straight line, so you got gas faster. Is that correct?
Yeah, but nowadays, so basically, if the gas is on top of the command center or nexus or hatchery, it requires 3 to mine. If it's on the left, it requires 3 to mine, and if it's on the right or the bottom, it requires 4 to mine. And depots and stuff don't help that. Yeah.
Is that true for Zerg and Protoss too? If it's on the bottom, you need 4?
Yeah, for 100% perfect. Bottom is better than right. But like if you want it to be 100% mining time, then you need 4.
Wow. Okay.
So
this game, both players are getting command centers now. We do see Ample with a cross spawn scout.
Yeah, the command center first on both sides. Like I said, this is why it didn't make sense to me what Ample did in game 1, because like you can just go command center first. Command center first has by far the highest win rate. Obviously, if you go like center barracks play, like double center barracks, it auto kills. But double center barracks basically loses to everything else with like 90%. It's like a 4 pool almost in TVT. Where like, oh, they built their barracks in their main base, you lose. That's it. You're just dead.
Looks like the CC finishes. We're going to have the SCVs transferred down here now. And we're going to get into that moment where the factories are going to be thrown down here. And like Tastosis was saying earlier, probably going to be a game we're going to go up to 5 factories on both sides. A lot of powering here.
Yeah, you would think so. There's this little back and forth when you're going for like command center first type plays or even gasless expansions where how many Marines do you make? Because, you don't need a bunker. But if I make 2 Marines and you make 4 Marines and you attack me and I don't have a bunker, then you can actually get significant damage before the Vulture. Now, on this particular map, you have that little divot, so no one's even going to try that. Because, like, you take the low ground as you attack in. So that kind of makes this an even greedier map for TVT. Yeah, right now, Ample getting a good scout on Flash. He sees double factory, but no more yet, and throws down his own third fact. And there's the third factory there for Flash, who, by the way, is not even going Vulture first. He's just going to get the add-on.
Yeah, and he put his third factory actually where his natural is. Is that so that the, if the barracks were to scout, it wouldn't see it right away? You might get a misread?
The SCV was in his main, so I think he just put it down there just in case the SCV made it back down a little bit. And in fact, he's even adding a 4th factory. Now, the important part here is, first off, when you see 3 factories, it's a Vulture build. And then you have to watch how many factories each side makes. So see, Ample's factories are all slightly slower than Flash's, but he is going up to 4. Basically in TVT, if you have 1 less factory than your opponent and you play defensively, you're fine. If you have 2 less factories, you have to have really great positioning. Truly great positioning to hold it. So right now they're on the same amount of factories and Flashes are just a little bit quicker. So a lot of this comes down to like positioning type things and how they engage. But you really got to watch for those factory counts. Like it can get pretty wild pretty quickly.
So Flash has pulled a decent amount of Vultures down there. Looks like the floating barracks for Flash, excuse me, the floating barracks is going to come down, and it's not going to see that extra factory over there where the natural is. And so the powering up is going to continue here. And yeah, I mean, we're going to wait and see who's going to take that third base first here. But for now, okay, hold on. Flash is going to move out on the map.
Yeah,
he's got a ton of Vultures.
Look at the gas banks. Flash took all of his SCVs off gas. Like, he's very optimized here. He's really got a plan, and he's going with it. He's going 5 factory speed Vulture. And he's getting mines, of course. Yeah. Whereas Ample, he's still mining gas. He's on 4 factory. So, like, with Ample, like, this is super dangerous for him. The fact that he's moving out right now, he doesn't really know exactly what's going on. But Flash should be up in the Vulture count by, like, at least 2 right now.
Yeah, well, here come the speed Vultures, and this damage is going to start snowballing here. The Marines are gunned down immediately, and we can see this arc. It's beautiful surrounding these Vultures. We've got more Vultures trickling in here for Ample, and this is basically the idea is Flash wants to push through here and just have these Vultures overwhelm Ample back at home. Ample, of course, speed Vultures can outrun other speed Vultures, and so it's going to be a lot more moving shots, hitting and connecting. You got to be careful of ground from this high ground to low ground to high ground area, but I think he's got enough. He can just shove in.
Yeah, and that's exactly what he's going to do. This game is actually already over. There's not really anything you can do from a position like this. Like, he's trying to utilize his SCVs. But even if he technically holds, he'll lose so many SCVs that he's never going to catch up. Flash is just going to bowl him over here. Like, Ample really shouldn't have been on the map. He didn't really have that much intel. The thing is, he went 4 factory. So, like, if Flash is going 3 factory, that's a good move. Whereas Flash is going 5 factory. It's not like Ample could be going 6 factory. It's not really a thing, right? So Flash basically knows he has as many Vultures as you can have. So he had a lot of assuredness being on the map, whereas Ample did not. And that's, you can just kind of see the difference in the way that they think about the game.
Yeah, and Flash is going to be ready to pounce in here again. And the numbers are just so high. And keep in mind, there's going to be mines here. If they bust through here, he can plant mines under where the tanks would pop out. He can kill all the SCVs. I'm actually surprised Flash isn't going in right now.
Yeah, it seems to me like he is actually just, like, enforcing a victory. From here, like, realistically, Ample should probably just try to start popping out tanks. And you can see, like, Flash is bringing a tank now. As soon as he has a tank in position, like, the game is going to seal up. Because even if, like, let's say Ample sieges a row of tanks here and stays alive technically, like I said, containments on this map are brutal. Like, you have that high ground there, you have those bridges, and even if you didn't have those, you could contain their side of the map really heavily. So here comes Flash's tank. Getting ready. Oh, the siege from Ample first, so that's nice. And Flash, he's like, no, screw this, I'm killing that tank.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's going to be game, I think. There's no way that Ample can survive this. This tank is going to siege up. He can fire right in the middle of those vultures and do so much damage.
Yeah, almost a little
One
bit
Wraith
over the top. Oh, a Wraith, okay. He does have a couple Marines. A Wraith technically beats 2 Marines. And a good pickoff on Flash's tank there. But this is still so dire. Like, look at the amount of mines he's putting down. Yeah, the comm stats are just now starting for Ample. Flash taking a third base on a gas. He's got more SCVs. Yeah, he's got his upgrade going. Real domination from Flash once again.
This is rough. Yeah, it's funny. I knew this like in PvZ and other matchups, but now that I'm looking at this for TVT, I'm like, oh God, this is really hard to get out of.
Yeah.
You know, the mines, the bridges, the high ground, everything. It's so punishable.
If you get contained on this map, it's pretty much game over. Like, it's so impossible to come back from. Like, these are good attempts from Ample, and you see him picking off some tanks and everything, but Flash just keeps falling back to positions. And even here is super advantaged. Like, if you see where his units are, the back of his units that are towards Ample, even containing there is good enough. Where it's so thin, you get 5-6 siege tanks there, and like nothing will ever break through. And you control like basically the whole map at that point. Ample trying to push up to break through. A good idea, a good attempt here. Flash though with some pretty good targeting overall. Has some mines up here as well. Finally brought up the Goliath to deal with that Wraith. Or those 2 Wraiths.
And he's not able to quite get in there and get anything done. The Wraith count is low enough that it has to respect the 1 Goliath. And we now have a fully functional third base. The gas is being acquired. And Flash is just getting into a better and better spot. He's just finished his own 2nd starport. So he's going to be able to make double the amount of Wraiths here. We see the Wraiths of Ample coming in and scouting this, but he doesn't know about the placement of the 2nd starport here. So, you know, this is going to be a little bit tricky here. And, you know, if Ample can't get another base up here soon, he's just going to fall behind in every possible way and have to tap out there.
Yeah, there's a light tank containment up. Realistically, especially when you see him blinking 1 starport, you already know that there's at least 1 more. So he should probably back off of the Wraiths immediately. There's no way to win a Wraith battle in this type of position. Just double down on the ground units. Like, that might have actually been his last window to break through this containment. Is right when we saw those Wraiths over in the main base. Like, Flash right now he's rallying up a whole lot more units and everything. It's going to become harder from here. Flash's closing in TVT is so strong.
Oh. Okay, he sees the dropship. Oh my God. And it's not even going to be able to unload everything. That's a huge win there for Flash. He catches that and shuts it down so easily. Ample's only just started this command center that's over here at the third base. Oh my God, Flash is definitely not supposed to be targeting right now. He loses his Wraiths. Yeah, the problem is Ample's getting a base that doesn't even have gas at it.
Yeah.
So, you know, there's going to be more tanks, more Goliaths, Wraiths, anything gas cost here. There's going to be more up for Flash, plus that other base he's got that's already, you know, been mined from for some time now.
That is a big army from Flash, though. If Ample could move forward right now, like just up to that edge right there, yeah, right around where he's sieging, suddenly this opens up more possibilities if he can hold this position. But Flash is going to push directly back in. He knows he has a big unit advantage at the moment. This 1 Goliath should be enough to push these Wraiths back. And yeah, beautiful mine hit there. As he breaks through these tanks, Ample knows that his time in this game is limited.
Both Cloak and a Valkyrie actually made over here. Yeah, it just seems like Ample's position outside of his base, close to the middle of the map, is so flimsy, so easily, you know, set off center here. Oh God, okay, he's gonna come in here and scan. He's gonna go for these Wraiths. He is gonna get a kill on both of the Wraiths. Nicely done.
Well, that was one of Ample's tools that he had remaining, so I guess that was a good snipe overall. Ample, you know, he has that mineral base, so he can produce like a lot of vultures here, but he's going to run really dry on gas really quickly, and he's even going towards +2, which of course is important. But Flash is able to afford so much, and he's even taking the bottom right. which is a great, great move here.
Yeah, the CC is almost done here at the bottom right. There is a fourth base to match it here for Ample over at 9 o'clock. The problem is that it's just such an awkward area. Like already in the middle of the map, Flash has a nicer arc. He's basically got that center control. Ample's going to send some vultures around. Now that could even prompt Flash to try to dive in and break that position, but instead he's going to send his vultures around to try to block these basically.
Yeah, great moves right there. To catch these vultures. Oh, okay, he does catch them. That's awesome because this is one of the moves you're relying on when you take that mineral base. It's like, okay, I have to make vultures really, really work with me because I have to make a lot of them. Right? It's like he just has way too many minerals that are going to be building up. So he's trying to get some harassment. Okay, lays a few mines, going to target down some SCVs. These are good moves from Ample. Like, Ample's doing some very smart, nice things. But Flash is... Like, the fact that he's swarming this that quickly. Look at this. He has a drop that's about to go off. You know, he's got the containment up. He's taking a fourth base, which is going to be 4 gas against 2. It continues to look better and better for him.
Yeah, he's going to drop. He's not going to drop anything. What is going on with this drop ship?
Well, he saw the vultures and Valkyrie coming up. He's like, well, we got to try somewhere else. That's not working.
Keep moving.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to go towards that mineral or that gas space. He probably knows that Ample has to be expanding down here because there's no winning this game without additional gases coming up.
Right. We can see the push here from the Goliath, and the tank is going to come down here. He's going to be hitting from that low ground. I like the one tank up here. Man, he's sending SCVs. Like, he might think he can actually reclaim this. And I guess he'd be right. I mean, the SCVs do come up here. They can just go back to mining.
I think
and now here come the Wraiths. They're going to come in here and snipe this one Valkyrie. Ooh.
Oh, can't even get it away. You know, I think this is a necessity, is Ample just has to try to take it. Like, he can't keep playing this with 2 gases. It just will not end up working. Look at the width of that siege tank line. It's insane. +2 is already done for Flash. He's got cloaked Wraiths. I think Ample will actually GG pretty quickly here. Even though his economy's getting okay. Like, Flash just has infinite advantages here. And the thing is, he already had them, too. Like, look at this. This is 16 minutes in. If this was, like, Sharp versus Light, I'm like, we're in for a 40-minute game, Tasteless. With Flash, we've been calling this over for 5-6 minutes already, I think.
I feel like we've called this game to be over more than almost any other game we've ever casted. It really didn't look like that the whole time. I mean, Flash has just been dominating.
Yeah.
Now the SCVs that were forced in over here are going to end up getting all executed. They can't get back home safely. And Ample's position continues to crumble.
Flash is moving forward in the center of the map as well, unsieging his siege tank line, moving up. And look at this. He's just suffocating him. He's like a boa constrictor. Just going right around these tanks. He's denying that gas base. GG. And Flash going to go on to the final match. I tell you, Ample has had a good season. The guy is improving a lot. He's a lot better than he used to be. I think you can see that, but outclassed in this group, of course.
Very, very outclassed. You know, Flash's TVT has always been so scary. Like, out of everybody I've ever casted TVT, his always stands above the rest.
Yeah.
Like, he's just so perfect at the matchup. And frankly, makes it look easy and makes the matchup look like a short matchup in general. It's wild.
No, he did very well there. And everything looked really logical the way that he was doing it. It was nothing like out of the ordinary. Ample, on the other hand, I think just made a big mistake with moving out with 4 Factory Vulture. He just didn't have enough intel to know that that was the right move.
Okay, guys, short break. Coming up next, Bisu versus Flash for our final match.
Trust our faith, though. gods will never catch us now. I know the deed will surely rise. Reasons fill your mind with doubt, but I will always show you how. I know the beast that waits inside. I'll rise above the smoke and rain, stand new ground and take the pain. When darkness comes over my eyes, the damage is done, let me ignite. Worn down, can we gain the strength though? Yeah, we still have to breathe. The grinding path of desire. Can't you off the meek? They have always been keeping us down to get deep through the rulers and clowns. I know that we control us, but they can't have their way with our will, just as long as we swallow the pill. I'll rise above the smoke and rain, stand new ground and take the pain. When darkness comes over my eyes, the damage is done, let me ignite. They have always been keeping us down to get deep through the rulers and clowns. Stand new ground and take the pain, but they can't have their way with our will, just as long as we swallow the pill. The damage is done, let me ignite.
I climb my way to the top, I never stop. It's coming ready or not. Do you have what you say you got? Go till you drop. Go until we hit the spotlight. Gonna shine bright. Anything I like. Put it on the line. I've been taking chances all my life. I've been patiently waiting, and we're gonna take it like endgame. You can't stop what we began. It's the wild flame. We burn this world right now, and then we rise again, like phoenix from the flame. The players in the game, we might end the same. We at the finish line. It's one day at a time, to make you feel alive, to make you feel alive. I climb my way to the top, I never stop. It's coming ready and now. Do you have what you say you got? Go till you drop. Go until we in the spot. I climb my way to the top, I never stop. It's coming.
Welcome back, everybody. This is it. One of these two players is going to move on into the round of 8. Bisu versus Flash. Flash ended up losing to Jaydong earlier today, proving that he can be beaten. Is it possible that Bisu does what Jaydong managed to do, or is Flash going to escape this group as everybody has expected him to do?
Wow. You know, a lot of people point towards Jaydong Flash as the greatest rivalry ever, but these two have such a rivalry as well. The first big game that Flash won was a cheese he did to Bisu on Monty Hall, and the last Pro League game I believe ever played was Flash versus Bisu in one of the closest nail biters ever. I mean, these two are awesomely matched for each other. Let's see how it goes.
Okay, both players sharing the left side. Bisu in the bottom and Flash in the top. Before we get into this game, guys, our final plug of the evening, consider signing up for our Patreon. We hope we can earn your support. You know, the beautiful thing about StarCraft is it's never going away. So many different esports are in turmoil, or they're shrinking, or they're not being supported correctly. One good thing about StarCraft is it's always been so grassroots, and there's always been such a scene outside of just publisher support. The game's in a really healthy spot. So consider signing up and supporting us. We want to continue to share the story of StarCraft to the rest of the English-speaking world. This is truly an incredible game. It's never too late to pick it up, and it's never too late to start watching either.
That's right. That's absolutely right. Like, a lot of people come in and ask, like, should I even bother? It's like, well, I mean, if you're going to learn an RTS game, StarCraft 1 is the one, because we know it's never going to be patched. You know, like, whatever you learn will last you forever. Look at this. TVP top 3, 83%, second place 58%. Are you kidding me? Is that the dumbest stat you've ever seen? It's Rush second, Light third, by the way. But, like...
It's too much, man. It's crazy.
That's stupid. That doesn't even make sense. It's better than Snow's PVT win rate. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for signing up for the Patreon. We really appreciate it. Check it out. Patreon.com/ASL English.
So Bisu once again is going to go for his forward gateway build. He really loves this build order. This is really kind of his way to play, and I think it's actually going to be pylon gate pylon, if I'm seeing the minimap correctly here.
Okay, so that means that he's going to get more than one zealot here. But yeah. I wonder if he might try to expand quickly or something off of this, because he scouted Flash really quickly and he sees this is a perfect Sim City and it's a factory expansion. And like, Terrans just don't care about zealots if they go for this type of build. And especially when the probe comes this early, you just assume there's going to be a zealot on the way. It's actually the correct theoretical move is to do exactly what Flash is doing, where you don't even scout, you prepare for the zealot, and you just make sure your factory's on time, which he's going to be able to do here.
So the Marine can fit in between the buildings where the CC and the depot are.
And
in a way that the Zealot can't
depot and racks too, Tastosis. Like, it's everywhere it can fit, and the Zealot can't.
Yeah. So the Marine's just a little bit smaller. Now, right now, he's actually chasing this, so maybe he will end up getting some hits off on this. But once you see that Zealot coming, you know what you got to do. He is going to get a couple moving shots off with the probe. God, Bisu's control is so good. He's already got it down to 20.
Dude, amazing from Bisu. I'm surprised Flash went out there at all, because it's so clear what's happening. And that was just perfect execution from Bisu, getting maximum damage there for, you know, taking minimum damage. He should really just pull back, though. It's clear Flash isn't going to take any more damage from here.
So now we've got the second Zealot, and I believe it's a Dragoon moving across, or soon to be a Dragoon. Or is it already one Dragoon? I haven't really seen it.
The Dragoon hasn't popped yet, but it will very shortly.
Yeah, I was wondering if he maybe skipped the second Zealot and just went straight into Dragoon. So he's got two Zealots out here. And again, when you play like this, even if it doesn't look like a lot's getting done, one of the most important factors is that there is no way for Terran to kind of force a command center down here. You basically have to respect the threats that are on the map. Now, the bunker makes very fast, so this bunker is going to be done, which means the command center can finally be thrown down, and the Vulture can run around here and try to go inside the main and get some kills.
Yeah, and remember we saw Oregon just not make the bunker in time and just die? You can see how Flash takes it very seriously. He sees what's going on, and he instantly makes the bunker before the command center. And in fact, Bisu hasn't started his Nexus yet. I think he was waiting for that to get pushed away to start it. He wants it to be like, ooh, am I going DTs, Flash? Do you need to get a turret? You know, I think he's trying to kind of bait him into over-defending here.
Yeah. So the Nexus is going to start. From here, we'll probably have a Robo. It's been a pretty even game. A little bit of back and forth, you know, with the moves here. It's crazy, by the way, how thorough Bisu is at checking the entire map and trying to find the one vulture. Like, he's really hunting for that thing.
He is. I thought he was going to catch it there. His Dragoon was really close to going to that ramp. But it looks like Flash does escape, and he has that SCV out there to repair, so that's really good for him. Losing your first vulture is super painful when you're going for mines. Because that's like, every single mine is really, really worthwhile. And by the way, Flash is going for the second factory. So what Flash normally does with this is he'll get mines and then speed. Does he have mines right now? Because I don't see him getting an upgrade. So maybe he already has... No, he actually skipped both.
No.
Okay, so he's going to do a 3-tank push. If you're skipping both, it's to speed up the factory. And once you get 2 factories and 2 tanks going, you start getting mines. Yeah, and C is making Marines. So we're going to see Flash do a very fast push here against Bisu. The best thing Bisu could do is like a 3-gate, but I think he's going to just stay 2-gate.
I think so. So these types of pushes are particularly strong in this phase of the game because the gateway is part of the wall-in.
Yeah.
So a lot of times, if you can just get any kind of position, you end up killing off one of their gateways. And in this case, he would cut in half his Dragoon production. Smart to do as well when you're both sharing a side of the map. The travel distance is very small. And so we've got that third tank out here.
Dude, he's
making more Marines, by the way.
Yeah, and not just more Marines. He went second add-on. So this isn't a 3-tank timing attack. I believe it's a 5-tank timing attack. This is a build where if you happen to go DT, it's just a free win. There's 0 play from Terran. But against specifically something like 2-gate Observer, this is a crushing build. Like, they just don't have enough goons to stop you.
Right. He's got one pylon put out here. I think he suspects that the rush is coming. We had to have gotten Reaver Tech, right?
Yes.
Oh my God, this is so strong. So you got to remember,
strong.
It takes 8 shots from a Dragoon to kill a tank. It takes 4 to kill a Marine. So 8 shots isn't that many when it comes to killing tanks. 4 is a lot of time to kill a Marine. So these Marines, just soaking up any Dragoon shots is going to be so hard to fight. Now, he's going for that Reaver Tech. I don't know if the Reaver's going to be out here in time. This is getting kind of scary, Tastosis.
All right, Flash will probably kill him with this. He has enough Marines that you can't drop a Reaver or Zealots on top of these tanks. Like, he is going to clear this really quickly. He already has siege mode. He can build some missile turrets in here. Bisu's going to push into this because he has to. He sees this and he knows how strong it is, but Flash is going to crush this army.
He's sending his own probes up here. Oh, you know, the Dragoons can get some shots off on these tanks. Oh my God, the targeting's actually very poor. It's like he spread the damage evenly on some of those tanks. Oh my God, where's this Reaver?
Now, the Reaver is slow. It was a 2-gate Observer opening into Reaver here, and Flash is just destroying. It's such a strong build. Like, especially against this. It looks like Bisu's going to go for a counter, which makes sense. Like, maybe if he can get up there and, like, find a hole in the missile turrets and get a ton of SCVs, maybe he can crawl back into the game, but he knows right now it's very slim chances.
Yeah, now the Reaper's going to come up here. And, you know, the problem is I just don't know that he's going to get a lot done. You're not going to be able to equalize this with any kind of damage here. And the Nexus is going to go down. I mean, I would be surprised if he stays in the game for much longer. Even if he tries to push in a little bit further, there's mines on the ground. He's going to try to land right square here in the base. The turret's going to finish. In fact, he might not be able to get away from this other turret in time. Oh, my God.
All right, trying to kill some tanks, maybe. Okay, he flies out. And he knows how rough this is, though. Like, this happens sometimes. The Terran will do a kind of risky rush like this and just get super, super far ahead. His shuttle is near dead at this point. Even a Marine could threaten it. Yeah. Bisu is even supply locked, man.
Play.
No, I don't think that there is. Not realistically.
Yeah.
Bisu is sitting here thinking, I almost beat Soma in the round of 4 last season. You know, I was one of the group leaders. And then Ample had to pick Jaydong, who had to pick Flash. Why am I in this position? This is not fair. You know? Like, it's messed up because he's legitimately one of the best players in the world right now, but Jaydong really punked him, and Flash is just trashing him at the moment. Like, this is not a close game. This is not a game that anyone can fight back from.
No, I don't think it matters who's in the driver's seat for Terran or Protoss at this point in time.
No.
This game is basically done.
Yeah. This is like an impossible situation.
I think pushes like this, or, you know, if it's on one base, you can maybe give up your Nexus and then you know, go into shuttle play and
I'd
shuttle
agree.
speed and stuff like that. But in a game like this, I'm like, I don't think this is going to do anything. You're so behind. What are you going to do? Expand? You're not going to have the ability to like drop the main and kill everything. You just don't have enough stuff. You can't break the contain and you can't drop the main. Like you're so far behind in every impossible way.
And just imagine how strong Flash's next push will be as well. He's going to hit his stride in macro. You know, he's adding factories right now. You're at such a limited economy. Like double speed shuttles flying past, and Flash is like, all right, I'll go home. We'll defend this. It's fine.
Yeah. I'll see you over there.
Yep. I'll meet you in my base. You're not going to kill anything.
Yeah, he's going to drop the Reavers over here.
Great mine.
And you can basically just make this forest of tanks sieged up everywhere that, you know, the Reavers can't really get anywhere. I wouldn't even mind seeing a Wraith, honestly. Like one starport and a Wraith in a moment like this.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I actually really like that play. Because they're so reliant on the shuttle play. But, like, I also see what Flash is doing where it's like, yeah, just make a lot of units. You know? You don't have to be fancy here. There's nothing technical about this. You can just bludgeon. And look at how many depots he's building. He's just making it really hard to try to clear any of this as well. Maybe Zealot legs on the way. Dude, he has a Nexus making at 6 o'clock. But, oh, I like the Reavers trying to slow this down. Very good hit right there.
Yeah, nice Reaver shots here.
Ah.
Oh, my God. It's just not enough there. GG Bisu taps out.
That's a rough first game. That's really rough.
Yeah, that was disappointing. I think, you know, when you're that close together, I think if you're going to go for Reaver, I think you do have to go for the Reaver before the Observer. You know, if they're attacking you, you can then hold the attack with the Reaver. If they're not, then you at least get to do a drop sooner, right? But I think if you're going to go shuttle, Observer, Reaver when you're that close, you're kind of, the only thing that happens is the Observer gets out and you see how far behind you are, you know? And then the
I see what you're saying, yeah. Yeah, that kind of makes sense. Oh, my God. Are we actually going to have to be on camera today? What's going on here?
I know. What is going on? I'm naked right now, Tastosis. I wasn't ready for this.
Wow, finally. Okay, anyways, yeah, that was a bit of a rough one. You know, sometimes you feel like you got to just get your expansion up really quick against Flash, too, because he's just so good at macroing out on multiple bases. But that was a rough one because, again, that's a build where if you are doing the right thing, you just smash it. Right? Like, even if it was fast Reaver, it would have been better against that for sure, like you said. Or if you happen to go DT, you free win against that build. But that build, if it hits exactly what Bisu does, it's the easiest thing in the world. It's crazy how easy it is. You just roll, you just have more. That's it.
Yeah, I love the extra Marines. I think he got up to like 9 or 10 Marines in that push. It's like you can't drop on top of that. There's enough Marines, it's going to blow the shuttle up. The Dragoons can't really fight effectively. And the strongest part of it is that there's siege mode there. So, you know, it's not like you have to even take a fight straight up. If they back up, you just siege up and start to shell everything. And it's a move that, like you were saying, Tastosis, it actually loses to DTs. If you were to just go blind DT and run across the map with that, you would probably win that game. But that's not what Bisu did. Bisu's been very focused on Shuttle Reaver in a lot of these PvTs.
It's kind of funny watching these guys play because there's like a lot of risky, decisive plays going on all over the place. One hatch lurker from Jaydong against Bisu. And then we see Flash do that like almost all-in-ish tank marine push. Well, we're going to go to knockout. I'm hoping that Bisu can pull it out here because Jaydong, a lot of people find that really difficult right now in Terran versus Protoss. Like Protoss builds have gotten very strong there. And it's interesting to see that Flash actually vetoed match point.
All right, guys, this is game 2 in this best of 3. Remember, the winner is going on into the round of 8 in the 3rd spot remaining. Right now, Flash with a 1-0 lead. And we have cross spawns this time. Let's see if Bisu does that gateway expand again. He really has been doing this build a lot lately. And it does seem to be one where he just wants to force the Terran to play a certain way. And from there, he's very comfortable with whatever kind of game he's going to have.
Yeah. All right. I'm excited. I hope that Bisu does like a Nexus first here. I think it would be a very, very reasonable idea. And it is cross spawn, so we know that he would get away with it. That would be... Because I really do want to see them play on Jaydong. I'd love to see what Flash has prepared for that map in Terran vs. Protoss.
Yeah, I'm curious about, you know, especially when you get someone of his caliber, how he approaches these very unusual maps. And so this one's going to be a pylon in the main. Now, we could still have Nexus first, although I think Bisu's done the least Nexus first builds out of all the Protosses in ASL.
I think you're right about that. It does look like it, though, doesn't it?
He really likes the old school. Yeah, he's a gateway Protoss.
It's a Nexus first. There it is. I saw him spend minerals after the pylon was out. So that's definitely, he'll be going for that cross spawn Nexus first. And oh my God, Flash is actually going to go command center first. Are you kidding me?
No.
How does he predict this, man? How does he do it? That's crazy.
Oh my God, we're going to get to cast Nexus first versus command center first?
Yeah, we are.
What?
Yeah.
I don't even really know how this is supposed to play out because it never happens.
How quickly do you scout each other is the big, big question here, because you both want to go as greedy as possible, and Bisu is not cross-spawn scouting. If Flash cross-spawn scouts Tastosis, I'm leaving. I'm done. That would. The thing is, I've seen him do it before with a command center first. It's like hilarious. But we'll see. Yeah, on the Terran side, like, you're just going to make sure that your bunker is up in time. You're going to go into your factories and everything. For the Protoss side, it's like there's so many different variants of this, you know? There's the Forge one, which it doesn't look like he's doing. Luckily for him, it looks like he's doing a pretty greedy variant right now.
He did go for his gas. So right now we are on the path to being super greedy here. Let's see if he gets a Forge or anything. Looks like he's not. He's going to go for a Cybernetics Core. And the probe's going to get in here. And when you see the command center is that far along, you know this is command center first.
For sure.
Now, let's not forget, I mean, we already saw Flash go command center first today and lose versus Jaydong.
That is true.
There is a world where, there is a world where Bisu can try to figure out exactly how to play this. And I'm not sure what that play is, but he wants to be greedy. So I don't know how fast you want to take your third Nexus. I don't know if you want to try to tech up to some kind of weird direction. But Bisu's going to show us that answer.
Yeah, that's a very good question, because this is not something that gets explored very often. We see plenty of gasless expansions against this, but like command center first is so much faster. Now it looks like he's going to make a robo. I think going observer here would just be dumb. Like, it doesn't make sense because mines and speed are so far away. Although that being said, Flash getting in here, seeing robo, seeing no spinning cybernetics core, only one gateway. He doesn't need to make siege tanks. He could go into Vulture from this.
That is true. He's immediately started his 2 factories. This was, I think, a robo before the first Dragoon.
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
No, you're
It feels like this
definitely
Dragoon
right.
it should have been out a while ago.
He's just not going to make units, man. He doesn't need units.
Yeah.
He's playing against command center first. Oh, wow. And there's the second gas. So, I mean, it looks to me like he's going to go directly into Reaver.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. He's getting his wall in set up over here at his natural. And one of the tricky things is, like, when you do a super fast Nexus and you see they went command center first, you would think you would make like a Nexus immediately, but one of the problems you might run into is that you don't really have enough surface area to protect yourself from even the smallest number of vultures.
Yes. That is exactly it. What you have to be really, really worried about. Especially when he gets a scout like that. Like, no range. Man, you don't need a tank. Absolutely not. In fact, he already has gone armory. Like, maybe he goes tank here and puts some pressure on with like a tank marine push, but I could see him just going directly into Vulture as well. Like, there's a lot of ways to play it as Flash. He definitely has the has an upper hand in the intel. I mean, on Protoss' side, you kind of know what he's doing because it's not like, oh, maybe he's putting out 2 starports. No, you know, like he's definitely got 2 factories. A starport would be pretty far out there. But still, you don't know if he's going to go Vulture or tank or what.
Yeah, there's nothing plugging up the entrance over here. So he's got a probe over here. He's ready to just throw a pylon down if he has to. In fact, he does. He preempts it. Again, Bisu right now has like 2 Dragoons to his name.
Yeah.
So he's going to pick up this Reaver. I don't know if any Zealots were made. He might have made 1 or 2 to put in there. Or maybe even the 3rd Dragoon is inside the shuttle. I'm not so sure.
I saw him put 1 Zealot in, so I actually think he has 2.
Okay.
And when you said he has 2 Dragoons to his name,
sense.
yeah, his 2nd Dragoon just popped out at 5 minutes and 50 seconds. So he finally has 2 Dragoons. And by the way, it was mine's first. So Flash adapting to the situation pretty well. I don't think Bisu will get any damage done with this, but it's good to at least force missile turrets and things like that. I hope he doesn't dive with it, though, because I could see Flash knowing how to kill Bisu if Bisu loses this shuttle. That would be a very Flash thing to know. Even though I look at it, I'm like, I don't know. I don't think there's a kill room there, but Flash probably knows one.
So he's going to have his first observer rallied up there to take the 3rd base over at 3 o'clock. The Vultures come in and snipe the probe. And it seems like Flash just barely has enough. To the point where I don't know that he's going to really be able to get anything done here. I also assume shuttle speed is almost finished.
Yeah, I think you're right. And there it is. It is finished. He's going to go... Oh, my... Dude.
I can't believe he did that.
I can't either.
I can't believe he did that. What?
What? Do you think he has no units? Like... He's sitting on 2 base. What do you think he's doing right now that's going to work? It breaks my heart because I actually love Bisu. I love his play, but I see a move like that and it's... I mean, it's brainless. Like, he's sitting on 2 base. There's no reason. First off, not only should you not get damage, but to just coin flip where you're going to send it in on a one-way journey. It's like at least fly around the edges and try to check things. My God.
Yeah, I'm always confused in moments like that. It's like you're basically hoping, excuse me, that like you can just shoot down enough SCVs, I guess. Because in games like this, I feel like if you lose the Reaver, the counter push always comes. You're always in trouble.
Yeah.
You're actually better off not even dropping with the Reaver if you see turrets. And just expanding.
Yes.
And then making a 2nd Reaver, going back and picking that up. I don't know. You know.
No, you're right. That's it. That's how you play. Is you slow him with the Reaver. You make the turrets. You don't just like be like, wow, I hope I can kill all his SCVs and try to fly in.
And if you're gonna do a move like that, you probably need 2 shuttles. One full of Zealots to just tank. The other one's the actual shuttle Reaver combo. But anyways, I think that Flash is just going to push him and kill him here. I could be wrong. He's got a Reaver here, so we can try to stall, but you know,
the push
Flash
is so scary.
Rapidly approaching the space. Yeah.
He's not even going to try with that high ground situation. He's going to move over these ramps. He's got such good position here. Look at that spread too. Even that 1 tank at the top is actually really strong. Bisu's trying to run by. He's just taking all this extra damage.
Yeah, he's going to come in here from behind. Oh my God, a lot of these Zealots are getting pulled into the mix. He can get in between the rest of these tanks reinforcing.
Some Vultures going to get up in the mineral line as well. Not looking good for Bisu right now.
It's kind of crazy that Bisu's just going down to straight up, 2 base pushes here.
Well, you can't throw away that Reaver. It just doesn't make sense. It's just not a good way to play at all. You're literally looking to be lucky against the best defender in the world. Like, even if his units weren't standing right there, the odds of you getting anything done are still very low. Even if they're in the middle of his base, he'll just react to wherever your Reaver is very quickly, and you're probably going to lose it.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to try to come in here now. He's going to do the Zealot drop, try to unload onto some of these tanks in the back. Can he get some Reaver shots off over here?
Dude, he's picked off so many shuttles.
Not terrible.
More tanks coming up. A bunch of mines being laid as well. Flash continues to push in. He's taking his own third base during all of this as well. You know, Bisu might have been able to hold that against someone else, but GG, sadly short run for Bisu in this ASL. I think he did not, at least in this series, or at least in that game, play to his level. The first game he kind of got caught, but that was purely bad decision-making from him that cost him that game.
Yeah, I think it was honestly a pretty poor set of PVTs there. I don't know. Again, that shuttle flying in there, it's like, man, I don't think this is how you want to play against Flash. I think it's fine to see turrets and go, okay, he's at least spending money and matching what I've got. But had he gotten a second or even a third shuttle and just kept macroing, I think he could have handled the push. Then again, I don't know that Flash would have pushed to begin with had the shuttle not been thrown away.
Totally.
But yeah, I mean, he just kind of... So this is the move. Now notice that Flash basically backed up and he said, okay, he's not... He saw the shuttle go down, so he knows it's going to come in here from the bottom. And he knew the placement of his turret. Look at this. He goes, he's probably going to try to run through here. I'm going to literally just block it. It was beautiful, honestly.
Yeah. No, it was exactly... It was perfect.
He said there's enough room that the shuttle could surviving it through here, and so he's going to try to do damage. And he basically put it back into a spot where it would be impossible to turn the shuttle around, because by then the turret would have killed it on the way back out. So it was really impressive. I think Bisu had some good ideas trying to come out like this, but it's too late, you know. You can't let them set up a foothold like that. He had some great micro, but ultimately, you know, things got very disjointed, and it was when these three vultures, I think they come through the bottom here and they kill the probes, and this is where it's like, oh, now you're not in the game anymore.
Exactly.
This is it.
Yeah, maybe if he breaks the push here and doesn't lose all those probes, maybe the game goes on and we have a cool game. But yeah, there was too many mistakes here from Bisu. It's unfortunate. I think this could have been an amazing best of three. But quick interview.
ASL Season 21 16강 시조 경기 모두
We've just wrapped up Group C of the round of 16 here at ASL Season 21, as we have our second player through to the round of 8 today. He's back in the quarterfinals after 6 years. It's Flash. Congratulations. Thank you. You're back on the ASL stage after 6 years, and once again, realizing your potential, you move on to the round of 8. It was not an easy run, but you have made it. How are you feeling? I thought I was getting knocked out after losing that first match. I'm happy to advance. I will surely make it into the semis and the finals, so I hope Jaydong does too, because I want to play him again. In the game against Jaydong, you went for a CC first, and a truly extraordinary expression painted itself on your face as you lost that game. My build worked, but I still lost. My pride took a hit. I was in a sour mood all throughout. I was certain I would win and advance without losing a single map. I lost this time, but I will certainly win the next time we meet. So far, you've only ever lost 2 games in the round of 16 of ASL. Yes, both times to Jaydong. Right. That's enough to light a fire in your heart. What unfolded today really makes it ever so exciting to see what this season holds for both you and Jaydong. You took that loss, and from the losers match onward, you played without error. It was like seeing a computer play. You once more went for a CC first today in the match against Bisu on Knockout. Right. Any reason? It was a build I had prepared. It's a reverse hill, reverse ramp map. One where you go CC first a lot. I had a good win rate with it in practice, so I went for it. I can see how losing the first match must sting if you're Flash, but from the fans' perspective, it was all the more reason to be happy because they got to see you play even more games today. What are you going to show in the extended series in the quarterfinals? I'm slowly regaining my old skill. I don't think my games are that bad. In the round of 8, I can meet Soma or Snow. Right, and tomorrow's... Right, 4 Terrans. Right. Well, I'd like to play against one of the contenders for the title.
아까도 말했듯이 16강
Put up a good fight in the round of 8 and go to the semis, then the finals. When I get through the round of 16, I win. Like I said, even what, 16 years ago? I'll try and win this time again. Just like when I talked to Jaydong, Flash also has a certain conviction in his voice. It's a season of so many expectations. I'm sure you had many people help you put on such a show today. Yes, truly a lot. Soma, Action, Lava, Hero, Baxter, and Hyuk, Tolbo. Thank you so much. And my friends from C9, they showed up in numbers today, so much so I couldn't even name them all. So thank you for your support, and big thanks to Terra, our manager. And a word for the fans too, please. This comeback has been a long time coming. I think I kept my promise as far as my performance goes. I genuinely prepared hard. I promised to show good games and it wasn't bad, I think. I'll find my skill from back in the day, keep advancing, take the trophy, and make my fans proud. Once more, congratulations on advancing to the quarterfinals. We'll see you for that best of 5. Thank you. We've just heard from Flash, our second player through to the round of 8 today. Let's throw it back to the commentators for a quick recap.
Great games today, guys, and crazy results. Jaydong gets out first, which is so hype, proving that even Flash can fall.
Yeah.
He's not invincible. He can be beaten. And by the way, that was an extremely difficult game that Jaydong won. It wasn't like he cheesed him out. It was basically a build order losing game that he ended up winning in a macro set. It's insane.
It's not the first time he's done it. It's season 2. Like, he is in such good shape, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's nuts. And then Flash ultimately beats Bisu, beats Ample. He moves on. Tomorrow, it's Tastosis' birthday yet again here in the ASL. Another all-Terran group.
This is what I want, Tasteless. Lots of TVTs tomorrow. Probably a much longer day than here today. It should be good. A fun variety of styles amongst these guys as well. And it'll be fun to kind of compare to what we saw from Flash, right? Where Flash gets the game decided in about 12-ish minutes on average. These guys, I think it might take them a little bit longer. But who knows? Like, Light is legit so strong TVT as well.
Yeah. And then after we're done with that, it's going to be on into the round of 8. Guys, thank you so much for joining us for this ASL cast. Consider signing up for the Patreon. It's patreon.com/ASL English. Yeah, Tastosis, any closing thoughts?
It's been a fun day. I hope that you guys enjoyed that. And don't forget that after tomorrow's TVTs, we will draw the round of 8. And you never know.
Yes.
Maybe Flash versus Jaydong could occur again in the finals. Wouldn't that be something great? So, guys,
sick.
Yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.